The following is a presentation of JAKIB Sports. Since the announcement by Eastern University that football was coming in the year 2023, the expectations of this mainline university have never been higher. Welcome to Eastern University Eagles football, airing live across the JAKIB Sports Network on YouTube and live across the JAKIB Sports Radio Network, the flagship radio station of the Eastern University Eagles, Philadelphia's AM 990. The answer. Let's go Eastern. Let's go EAGLES.
And welcome in, everyone, as kickoff is underway from Reading, Pennsylvania, following the coin toss, which was won by Albright. They deferred, and Eastern University will begin the football game today with possession of the football, along with my partner, Warren Schmidt, and, of course, Coach B, Bernie Nowatarski. Welcome into the JAKIB Sports Network. Glad you're here with us. What a contrast today. Season number 113 for Albright for the Lions. Season number 2 for Eastern University.
Well, Krause, great to be in the box with you here up at Albright. Huge contrast to length of teams here, of Albright being in 113-year teams, Eastern being year 2. Great game last week. Unfortunately, the weather here could be a factor. Hopefully it's not, but really excited to see how the Eastern Eagles are going to come up on a road team. They look great in their white uniforms and get a big victory, especially with Albright scheduling the homecoming game with Eastern coming in. Great to see Eastern up here in their white, and let's see if they can get a big win.
They'll start the offense with Sabor. That's actually Brett Knabb at quarterback. He gives it to last week's MVP, Jeremiah Avrelian, and Avrelian runs to the short side of the field, and he's knocked out of bounds, but a good gain, good for a first down for Jeremiah. They start quickly on the ground. Might be a big ground game today, Coach. The rain's starting to come down. All the umbrellas are up in the bleachers in front of us. Sun trying to peek out, but a heavy dense of fog sitting on top of our heads.
Yeah, and he starts out just where he left off last week, running with his eyes, seeing a hole, bouncing outside, and getting them out of the hole from the penalty on the kickoff.
Good for a first down, 1st and 10. Brett Knabb, your quarterback. Big run from Knabb last week, that 75-yard touchdown run. We'll see what Brett does today. Out of the gun, short pitch and catch. That pass is complete. Short gain. Nasik Smith getting into the offense early from Knabb. Get positive yardage. He'll bring up a second down.
I like how the offense has come out, Coach, right? Get that first chunk yardage with Jeremiah Avrelian. Last week, 111 yards. Offensive player of the game. I like those safe passes. Get it out to Nasik Smith. Get Brett Knabbs. A little confidence there in the passing game. I like what they're come out for so far in this first quarter.
Yeah, I like a first down throw.
Both teams come in 0-2 in the MAC. Someone's going to pick up their first MAC victory today. That's Avrelian. Straight up the gut, but the Albright defense says not so much. As a matter of fact, Jeremiah may have lost a yard on that carry. It'll bring up a third down.
Well, not so happy with the second down call, but
yeah, but still third and manageable.
Yep.
I mean, they're again, Coach, we talk about this all the time. This offense needs to play in front of the sticks. I thought last week this offense really made big strides. Nate Hinkle, I thought, called a great game last week. The offense looked night and day, much better last week. They need to keep that going, keep that momentum going in this game against Albright.
It'll be 3rd and 6. They snap from the 24, moving from our right to left. Knabb fires across the middle, incomplete. Looking for a flag, didn't get one, and that'll be bring up 4th down, and Eastern will have to punt.
All right. Well, I'll get my first shot in for the day. That was awful.
That was totally pass interference. And now, Coach, let's just hope they call that both ways, right? Let's hope that they allow the Eastern University defensive backs to play the same way aggressively. If they call that one way, that's a call every time, especially on 3rd down. That should be a first down there for Eastern.
Yeah, be consistently bad if that's what you're going to do.
Westfield is in the punt for Eastern. So short success on their opening drive. And now Westfield can't handle the snap. He's able to get back and fall on the football. Oh, my. Brought down where Albright's first possession will start on the 1 of Eastern. Oh, my.
Slipped right through his hands with a wet ball.
Yeah, that was a good snap. Unfortunately, it went right through Westfield's hands. He's been punting really well. Last week, he only had 1 punt inside the 20-yard line. I'm sure he'd like to have that back and being able to catch that ball and punt it. But, they haven't played in wet weather. It's been really, really obviously dry around here for a long time. And unfortunately, that was slipped right through his hands.
I watched him pregame punting. He was booming the ball.
Alex Gardsley, number 10, is the senior quarterback. He snaps the football right up under center. Now he rolls to his right. He's under pressure, fires into the corner of the end zone, and on the first play, they do signal it is a touchdown for the Lions.
Great coverage here by the defense. Coach and I will say sometimes the offense just made a better play. I mean, that ball was put in a spot where only the receiver is going to catch it. Got both feet down.
87 Alvin Stickler converts for the touchdown, and 1 play, 1 score at the 12-minute mark. 12 minutes, 41 seconds remaining. Now they line up. They go for 2. And then convert from a 2 look to an extra point. What's that called, Coach?
A mess. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not sure why teams do it.
Antonio Vasquez with the point after, and the kick is up, and the kick is good, and that costly turnover results in 1 play and a touchdown for the Albright Lions. 7-0. We'll take a short 30-second break. Back in a moment.
I chose Eastern University because there was such a great sense of community.
I chose Eastern University because I could earn my master's in counseling fully online. Because they offer so many teaching certification options.
Because the school nurse certification is only 4 courses.
Because I could get my MBA fully online in 1 year.
Because I'm a working adult and the professors were so supportive.
Because of the beautiful campus.
What will be your because? Explore all the reasons to love Eastern University at eastern.edu.
You're listening to Eastern University football, live across the JAKIB Sports Network. Let's get back to the broadcast with Warren Schmidt, Bernie Nowatarski, and Joe Krause. Let's go Eastern. Let's go EAGLES.
And we're back here live, opening quarter football across the JAKIB Sports Network. Eastern receiving for the second time already today following that bot snap. 25 is Rivera. He'll take the kickoff. He'll start at his 10. He's at the 15-20. He's out over the 25-yard line, gets out to the 26-yard line. Good return for Chris Rivera. And that's where Eastern's offense will begin. And they'll start 1st down and 10 with their second possession.
I like him a lot as a return guy. He does a nice job. What I don't like is bringing returns all the way across the field. Get up the field.
Especially that opens yourself up for those holding calls, block behind the backs. Good job, though, by special teams. No penalties, good return, offensive, good field position here to get and the sun's coming out, which is a good thing for this offense.
Right to left go the Eastern Eagles. Brett Knapp, number 5. He's your quarterback. He's lined up in the gun. You'll see him there all afternoon. He'll snap with 12:31 to play here in the opening quarter. Short handoff up the gut. Not much there at all on the carry for Eastern.
As far as the turnover goes, if you're going to get a turnover that turns into a score that quickly, it's not a bad time to do it, to have it that early in the game. I mean, you've got the whole game now to make up, for any mistakes.
I'll work on a number for you for that from that last carry.
32.
Yep, that was Maurice Sutton. Oh, no. Curtis Johnson.
So Johnson gets a yard, 2nd and 9 from the 28-yard line. Here comes, is that Johnson again? He's got room. He goes over the right side, then cuts back up the midfield, towards midfield, gets over the 40-yard line. Good for a 1st down. They move the sticks. 1st down and 10 for Eastern.
Coach, I like this double running back set with Curtis Johnson in there with Avrili, and also I think it changes the defense a little bit of who they can key on, especially with Johnson gets that big chunk yards that we talk about it all the time, Coach. Chunk yards are huge for this offense.
Well, with Nab back there, too, it becomes a 3-man attack.
1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Here comes Johnson again, 45. He's out to midfield, brought down, but good enough again. They move the sticks, good for a first down, back-to-back. Good runs from Johnson, 3 straight for Johnson. They pick up another first down.
I know we didn't have time to do a pregame, but the one thing I wanted to see our offense do is clean up the 4 turnovers. Keep the ball off the floor and get your possessions and get scores.
11:02 remaining here, opening quarter. From Reading, Pennsylvania, game number 4 of the 2024 season. Good to be with you here this afternoon across the JAKIB Sports Network. First down and 10. Ball right at midfield. Now Knapp. Short pitch and catch. Goes to Johnson over in front of his own bench. He'll get a couple of yards out to what they'll mark it at the 47. So a gain of 3 called 2nd and 7.
I love the maturation there of Brett Knapp. He put that ball in a perfect spot for Curtis to catch it and run and get some positive yards. In the past, that might have been behind him, incomplete. I like them getting those good yards on first down there.
3 receivers set for
I like
Eastern.
the mix up. I mean, let's not be predictable and run every first down. Mix in the pass.
2nd and 7. Football on the 47. Here comes Knapp. Pitches the football off. That is Johnson again on the carry. Gets to the 45-yard line.
I know we don't give praise too much to the opposing team, but that was really a nice corner play. Because if he doesn't make that tackle, he's gone.
And in talking to Brett Knapp before the game, he was actually surprised that he outran those defensive backs. He gave credit to his Avalon Beach days of those surf dashes because they really, it was amazing last week, that run that he had. He needs to have another one like that today.
Yeah, he's been patient so far with it.
3rd and 5. Snap the Knapp. Keeps the football over the 40. He's got the first down. 35, 30, down the sideline. Steps out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Good play call. Picks up the first down.
Great play call there by Nate Hinkle, the offensive coordinator. And I just love how Brett he didn't press it, right, Coach?
Patience.
He gave what the defense allowed him, and skittered back and skittered a couple spots, and got a big first down there for this offense.
Took a couple stutter steps and let the play form, and then took the yardage forward.
Eastern on the move. They have a first down and 10 from the 30-yard line of the Lions. Right to left they go. In their full white uniforms today, they trail 7-0. Knapp, again, your quarterback standing at the 35. Clean snap to Knapp. Knapp looking, dropping. He's got Johnson down the sideline. Is he going to get into the end zone? He stretches the football over. Do they give it to him? They do. It is a touchdown, Eastern. Good-looking play. Johnson with a good run after the catch. Gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles.
What's great about that play? Brett stayed in the pocket. He looked through his progressions. All of a sudden, Johnson's wide open there on the left. Great job by the offensive line. We never mentioned those guys. Great job by the offensive line protecting Knapp there to be able to survey the full field. Big touchdown there. Big answer for the Eastern University offense.
Johnson ran a nice wheel route out of the backfield. But what Knapp did is he looked off the receiver that ended up in the curl, and that's where they jumped, and that left him wide open.
Nolik in for the extra point. Snap is down. Knapp holds it. Kick is up from Nolik, and the kick is good. So on their second possession of the afternoon, a great way to answer from that immediate turnover, which resulted in a one-play touchdown for the Lions. Good answer for this offense.
You can't get any better. Long, sustained drive. Big first downs on third down. Great play calling by the coaching staff, but more importantly, great execution by this offense to come down and have a long, sustaining drive and finish off with a touchdown.
Yeah, this is a nice series all around. Good play calls, good movement. Nice job.
Stay with us all afternoon today across the JAKIB Sports Network. Great to be here. Remember, next week the team is on a bye, so they get a bye next week, and then they return the following week. And, of course, we'll have all the action all season long across the JAKIB Sports Network. Nolik, after converting the extra point to tie this game up at 7, is in the boot for Eastern.
It's a good kickoff.
Booming kick by Nolik. Sails out of the backside of the end zone, and the Lions will get their second possession of the afternoon, where they'll start first down and 10. They'll start from their own 25-yard line, the red jerseys with the white pants, black numbers, and they'll move from our left to right on this, their second possession of the afternoon.
Great kick there by John Nolik. Last week's special teams player of the week. Much deserved. Kicked a 43-yarder, kicks all those extra points. Obviously, kicking the extra point here is huge in some bad weather. They got the snap down. Good kick by John, but great kickoff there with no return.
Now we're going to see number 11, Chase Roberts, in at quarterback. Big quarterback, 6'1", 223 out of Gettysburg. Drops back immediately. Then he's forced because of pressure to tuck the football. He does get avoids the sack and then gets out to the 27-yard line. So he avoids it. Good pressure from the front four. It'll bring up a second down.
Good pressure from the front four and good coverage from the back three.
Really good coverage. And you see Drew Beckford back there, sophomore linebacker, covering the tight end way downfield. Great to see that when your guys are covering guys and not giving that quarterback an open lane to get a pass through. Good job by the defense.
Roberts gets 2, call it 2nd and 8 from the 27-yard line. Right at the 8-minute mark, 7:55 opening quarter, game tied at 7. Roberts lines up in the gun. Snap to the 6'1" quarterback. Short pitch and catch over the middle. Pass is complete. That'll be good for a first down. It's like Omir Frazier, the junior, tight end, brought it in, picked up the first down, gets out to the 36-yard line. They move the sticks. First down and 10 Lions.
Good tackle, open field tackle there by Sam Shell. A little too much on that to give that Albright offense for this defense.
First and 10, football on the 36. Roberts out of the gun. Hands the football off. Number 27 for the Lions on the carry. That's John Boston. And Boston gets out over the 40 to the 41-yard line.
Is that Beckford that came up?
That was Drew Beckford, yep. Linebacker position from the other side, scraped down. And, the problem is that 6 yards downfield. You need to get a little more upfield pressure by this defensive line who's been playing really well, I think, this year. Obviously, the linebackers, I thought, had a good game last week with the amount of tackles they had. And then, obviously, our guy back there, Gashawn Moody, that just tackles everything that's in his area.
Quarterback change, Alex Gardsey, number 10, the senior. He's only 5'8". He lines up. Remember, he started the game on that 1st and 1. Gardsey's pass is complete over in front of his own bench.
Looks like short
of the first down. Alden Stickler brings in that short pitch and catch. It's out to the just shy of the 46. He's right at the 46-yard line.
Boy, that is a terrible spot.
That's a
no
terrible
way.
Spot. That is a terrible spot.
And they move the sticks with the spot.
He was
picks
down
up
on
the
the
first
line.
down.
Terrible spot. 0 for 2.
Good Lord.
These officials.
1st and 10 from the 46. Gardsey stays in at quarterback. Snap to him. He keeps the football, gets out to midfield before he's brought down. He'll gain 4 on the first down carry. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 6. He comes out. Back in comes number 11, Chase Roberts.
I know we do a little bit of quarterback shuffling, but we do it by series. I'm not a big fan of intertwining and moving pieces during the drive. But
Coach, especially with a wet ball. I mean, it's raining again. You get that feel for a quarterback. That doesn't make much sense, but
2nd and 7, football on the 49-yard line. 5:08 remaining. Roberts rolls to his left, takes a shot down the field. He underthrows his man. Incomplete as the football hits the turf.
It's good he underthrew it because he was originally beat on the out and up, and the ball was just way short.
Jamari James thought he had an INT, just couldn't come back to the football. That's how short that pass was thrown.
That was another key I was going to mention. Our corners have to play better today than they did last week.
Yeah, last week they definitely bid on a couple of those out and ups, which, when you're young, that's what you do. Yeah, because you're always trying to make a play. And I hear the coaching staff, just do your job. If you're a man-on-man coverage, do not bite on that short route. Cover the deep route.
3rd and 7, football on their own 49-yard line. Left to right, go the Lions. Big third down here. Would love to see Eastern get a stop. Swing pass, picks up the first down. That's 27. That's Boston. Thought they had him for a moment. Contained. He paused, waited, and then cut back up into Eastern territory. Picks up a first down. Gets out to the 40-yard line of Eastern. They move the sticks. First down and 10.
And when they look at film, that would be a teachable moment. As a linebacker, you need to make sure he does not get outside you, get outside your left shoulder. The running back got outside his left shoulder, and that was a big first down, big conversion there for Albright. Too bad Eastern couldn't come up with a play there.
Mark him right on the 40. First down and 10. Roberts again, the quarterback. First-year freshman here for the Lions. Hands the football off to Boston. Boston making his way first left, then right, then comes back, finds a seam between the tackle and the guard, gets out to the 36-yard line. Gain of 4, bring up 2nd down and 6.
This is where the Eastern defense needs to come up with stout. They need, after you get a big touchdown, big momentum, get this game tied 7-7. You can't let Albright march down the field and get another score. Right here is that tricky part of the field where it's almost 4-down territory, right, Coach?
Yes, sir.
How do you get with a punt? You don't get much yardage, so it's almost 4-down territory right here. Defense needs to come up with a big stop. Love to see a tackle for loss here or even a sack.
2nd down and 6 from the 36, 3:36 remaining opening quarter. Game tied at 7.
You don't see that formation too often.
Roberts now under center. He'll snap from there. Drops back. 7-step drop. Fires, has a man open. He's got his man, and that pass is complete down to the 14-yard line. Number 87 again, Steckler, is able to bring it in. He's been a big target here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, that was almost like he just threw it up there, and his receiver came down with it. That looked like a wounded duck, didn't it, Coach?
Yeah, he came from the opposite side of the formation. And like I said, you don't see that I formation too often, but they ran play action off of it.
1st and 10, football on the 13-yard line. Lions in the red zone, knocking on the door. Guardian, quarterback, keeps the direct snap to him, keeps the football.
Not much of anything.
Not much of anything at all. Kind of got jammed up in the center of the field and tried to kick out to the right and was knocked down immediately. No gain.
Good play there again by number 5, Sam Shell. Coming from his linebacker position, making those tough 1-on-1 tackles, Coach.
I suspect here you might see that same type of corner pass that they threw for their touchdown. Got to watch your tight ends.
Roberts back in, Guardsy out. 2nd down and 11. Actually lost a yard at the 14. Here we go. Snap to Roberts. Corner of the end zone. Overshoots his man.
No.
And a flag comes in late.
You have the one referee standing right there, 2 foot from the play.
Doesn't call it.
And the back judge that's 15, 20 yards away throws a flag.
That's just terrible. These guys are 0 for 3 if they make this call.
Well, they're making it.
Then they've dropped the ball every time they get a new one in, which makes it automatically wet.
I mean, defensive back standing right there. The receiver runs right into our defensive back.
Good.
There you go.
Pick it up. Picked up the flag, so they're 1 out of 3.
But the problem is that's not his call. The back judge, that's my problem with this. The back judge is all the way back there. To Bernie's point, the guy that's right there standing 2 feet from the play does not call it.
And he was in great position
to call it either way. But good job by the officials getting together, and they did it last week too. We'll give them credit. Last week they got together and made the right call too.
So let's reset the deck.
It's also
3rd down and
uncatchable.
11 from the 14. Now Chase Roberts is back in at quarterback. He's out of the gun. Snap to Roberts is clean. Roberts on a corner route, no shot, way early on. If that's a timing pass, Coach,
yeah, they weren't
on the same page.
No, he was throwing to the back pylon, and that receiver was sort of looking like he was heading in towards the goalpost.
We'll take that route every time.
Yeah,
every time if they want to try that route, they can do it. Good job by the defense here, forcing a field goal attempt.
Antonio Vasquez, the sophomore, will come in and attempt the field goal. 151 remaining here, opening quarter. Score tied at 7. We'll take a commercial break after the miss or the conversion. Snap is down. Hold, kick, up, kick is good by Vasquez. And the Lions take the lead 10-7 here in the opening quarter of play. You're listening to Eastern University football across the JAKIB Sports Network.
I chose Eastern University because there was such a great sense of community.
I chose Eastern University because I could earn my master's in counseling fully online. Because they offer so many teaching certification options.
Because the school nurse certification is only 4 courses.
Because I could get my MBA fully online in 1 year.
Because I'm a working adult and the professors were so supportive.
Because of the beautiful campus.
What will be your because? Explore all the reasons to love Eastern University at eastern.edu.
You're listening to Eastern University football, live across the JAKIB Sports Network. Let's get back to the broadcast with Warren Schmidt, Bernie Nowatarski, and Joe Krause.
And we welcome everyone back inside the stadium here up in Reading, Pennsylvania. The game is 10-7 Albright with 1:48 to play. Following the Lion touchdown, Rivera will return for Eastern. He'll get out and cross over the 25-yard line, which is where the offense will come out and start.
I think we got a little extracurricular from Albright. That's going to help. I also like the fact that they changed the return and went to the kicker tends to kick the ball over to that side. So take your return up that side. Don't come back across the field.
Coach, they did exactly what you told them to do. Go east-west. That's exactly what Chris did. And I think it allows for your blockers to block instead of reach and get that penalty. It looks like they're going to get an extra 15 yards with Albright having the undisciplined hit, which is, let's hope this is a good thing for Eastern to get a positive 15 yards and start in really good field position. Looks like they are going to march this off 15 yards.
Also an injured player down on the field. We'll stay right here. Number of the Lions now up on his feet.
Always good to see kids get up and jog off the field without the trainers.
It is a 15-yard penalty, so that
puts you in much better field position to start
better.
This drive.
They'll step it off, and then Eastern will come out and start first down and 10.
The 10 points for Albright may be good for the homecoming fans as well. At least they're getting a little excited until we take over the game here.
Right, the rain stopped. But, Coach, this is one of those things where this team's maturing right in front of us. That would always happen to Eastern. Those extra, unsportsmanlike penalties or a holding or something. Now the Eastern University offense gets to start in great field position. Really good spot to be able to get points out of this drive.
First and 10 for the Eastern Eagles. They trail by a field goal, 10-7, 1:42 remaining opening quarter. You're listening to Eastern football, Eastern University of football across the JAKIB Sports Network. Now Nab keeps the football on the first down and 10, gets out over his own 45-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 47-yard line. It'll bring up a second down. Looks like the same play that he broke for 75 yards a week ago.
I still like the fact that we're playing in front of the sticks. The 2nd and 5 is where you want to be.
Nab gets 5 on the carry. Second down, 5. Clock on the move, 1:10 opening quarter. Here comes Nab again off the RPO. Keeps the football. This time he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, if that.
That's one of those times he might have wanted to give it to Chris Rivera, almost a jet sweep. But I just want to mention the offensive linemen real quick. Nahum Tassima, Justin McNally, who's also a team captain, Alvin Carpenter, Derek Swain, Cody Green. Those 5 guys are really meshing in to be a really good MAC offensive line. It's really good to see how they're progressing. They need to continue to try to dominate that defensive line of Albright. But I think they've been playing really well as a unit. We don't call their names out for holding. Great to see them developing and maturing.
3rd and 5 for Nab out of the gun. Clean snap. Keeps it. Keeps the football. Does he get? He's brought down. Gets out to midfield. He's short of the line to gain. And it'll bring up a 4th down. What are you doing here, Coach?
Going for it. We're letting the clock run out, and then they're going to punt. The punter was coming out. He was one arm tackle away from breaking that as well.
4th and 2. They hurry to get a snap off. They're
Quarter's
not going
over.
to get it. Quarter is over. And the first quarter of this football game comes to a close with Albright leading on the scoreboard by a field goal. Your score is Albright 10, Eastern University 7. We'll take a timeout and join us back here on the JAKIB Sports Network. You're listening to Eastern University football.
It's fall, which means you're probably hearing a lot of
Pumpkin spice lattes are everything.
I just love sweater weather.
Football's back, baby.
Oh, check out the gorgeous colors on that tree.
I'm loving my MBA program at Eastern University.
That's right. Fall means back to school, and it's not too late. You can jump into Eastern University's MBA program every 7 weeks. Earn your degree fully online and finish in just 1 year. Apply today in as little as 15 minutes at eastern.edu/MBA.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in,
Decisions,
the dark.
the dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid
as long as you face the fear.
and keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
Set to begin second quarter. 4th down and 2 from right at midfield. John Westfield now in to punt for Eastern. His second punt of the afternoon. Westfield looking to pin it down inside the 10-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. Didn't quite get there. Out of bounds. They mark it at the 14-yard line, and that's where the Lions will come out and start 1st down and 10 to begin this second quarter.
Good punt there by John. You always want to get it inside the 20, inside the 10's even better, but still at the 13. Good punt there. And then, Sean McNamara, the long snapper, who never gets any credit unless he does something wrong, had a good snap there. So good to get those, get that punt off. No slippery ball. I think still it's a good choice there to punt that and have these guys start with a long field.
1st and 10 for Chase Roberts and the offense. They now move right to left. Roberts pass is
Intercepted.
picked up in the air, and it is picked off. It looks like number 1 for Eastern came down with the interception. Jamari James is there, and a turnover and an opportunity now for Eastern.
McGowan tipped that up in the air from his defensive end position.
Great play there by Logan McGowan, always hustling in there. But then you have Jamari James. He missed it, interception before. Not really missed. It was a little underthrown. Didn't make the play. And I guess that's why you punt, right, Coach?
Yes.
Now you have a real short field. Coaches sometimes, I'll tell you can be made a genius by your players when they make a play for you.
Yeah, it was a great defensive play. You can't get the rush. Get your hands up.
1st and 10 for Eastern. Football on the 18-yard line. Second quarter just underway following the turnover. Snap the nab. He's going to keep the football. Straight up, gets to the 15-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Inside the red zone, would love to see him convert.
Yeah, the offense definitely needs to convert. Obviously, you get points here. 7 would be huge. Just love to see this offense open up a little bit. Brett Nab's been making good decisions all day today. I really like how number 32, Maurice Sutton's playing, the freshman running back that played at Lincoln in Philly, playing really well today.
Johnson in motion. Aurelian takes the handoff at the 15. He breaks the tackle. 10, 5. He's going to walk into the end zone, and he's got it. Touchdown, Jeremiah.
No flags.
Wow, did you just see Jeremiah just weave through that and then explode? Just great job by Jeremiah Aurelian. Seeing where the hole was, he's been doing it all year, and then getting a huge touchdown for this offense and this team.
He did that little jump step and then turned it into another gear.
Westfield now in, or Nolik rather, in for the extra point. They cash in on the turnover. High snap. Nab gets it down. The kick from Nolik is up, and the kick is good. And just like that, similar to how this game opened up, only it was the opposite way, a turnover and a quick score. And Eastern now with their first lead of the afternoon, 14-10.
Coach, how about the development of this team? You open up, you have a really good drive, then all of a sudden you have a turnover or a bad snap on a punt. All of a sudden you give Albright the ball at the 2-yard line. All of a sudden, you're just coming out of warm-up and you're down 7-0. And how this team has responded to be up 14-10 now, wow, what a huge jump for this team of maturing, realizing, hey, there's going to be ups and downs of a game. You can't tell when those ups and downs are going to be. It happened early. Great to see how they've kind of taken control of this game so far right now up to this point.
That's what I was going to say. Just a really smart, great response.
Nolik will now kick off for Eastern. First lead of the afternoon, right at the 14-minute mark. Good kick from Nolik. Returned by the Lions out over the 20-yard line. We're going to struggle a little bit with rosters and numbers today for Albright, but we'll do our best to keep you in the loop on who's participating in the football game.
Well, we care about the Eastern guys more than the Albright guys. And I'll tell you, Cole Jones came down from his kickoff position and really laid a lick on there on special teams. Great to see the special teams really come down and big lick there on the returner of Albright.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Roberts at quarterback. Roberts to Boston.
Might have lost a yard, if anything.
Looks like he did lose a yard.
I don't want to jinx the situation, but on paper, we should win this game. But you got to take control of it and, execute what you should be doing. So just let the game progress and continue to execute.
Coach, just like you're saying, Logan McGowan does his job, does not allow the running back to come outside. Guess who comes in and fills? Gashawn Moody,
Yep.
Drew Beckford, Chris Forte. That's what you want to see in this defense.
Moody on the stop. Second down and 9. Football on the 22-yard line. Snap to Roberts is good. He's looking downfield. Takes a big shot. He's got a man. He's got his man. He's got number 87. He's going to go all the way into the end zone. And it is a touchdown for Albright. Wow.
Wow, that's right. And the defense had good coverage. The defensive backs had really good coverage. That was just, and this kid has not been throwing the ball that well. That was a great throw, great catch by the wide receiver. And then, you know what? You got to give credit where credit's due. Albright had a great answer for what Eastern's doing.
We just talked about execution. You can't do more than that. The receiver never stopped his route. The ball was a dime, and we were in good coverage. That's a big play.
Stickler with the touchdown now for the extra point. Following the touchdown.
It was a flag. So now we'll get to see now how do we respond to this, play.
And generally what they did last week and throughout this season, they've been really responding well. Last week was a really good college game. If you look at the score in the paper the next day, it was a lot closer than that. 14 points were scored at the end of that game, just like Albright last week against Widener. They're down 7-0 at the end of the game. They scored 14. It's 21-0. It looks completely different.
The mistakes we made last week were putting the ball on the ground and penalties. Clean those up and respond to this touchdown and move down the field.
Yep.
It's taken an awful long time to call offsides here.
Antonio Vasquez, number 92 for the Lions, is out to attempt the point after. Now another whistle. So Albright, I guess, declined the penalty. Vasquez will now kick the extra point. Snap down, hold good, kick up, kick is good. And at the 13-minute mark, 13 minutes and 15 seconds remaining, in the second quarter. Albright 17, Eastern 14. We'll take a short 30-second timeout. You're listening to Eastern University football across the JAKIB Sports Radio Network.
Because there was such a great sense of community.
I chose Eastern University because I could earn my master's in counseling fully online. Because they offer so many teaching certification options.
Because the school nurse certification is only 4 courses.
Because I could get my MBA fully online in 1 year.
Because I'm a working adult and the professors were so supportive.
Because of the beautiful campus.
What will be your because? Explore all the reasons to love Eastern University at eastern.edu.
You're listening to Eastern University football live across the JAKIB Sports Network. Let's get back to the broadcast with Warren Schmidt, Bernie Nowatarski, and Joe Krause.
And we're back here live in Reading, Pennsylvania. Chris Rivera on the return for Eastern, and a good return again. And he gets out to the 36-yard line where Eastern will take over first down and 10.
I like the way he returns. I just really do. He gets up the field. He gets to full speed and gets what he can.
Yep, and he's taking advantage of his opportunity. Elijah Knowles is out this week. Elijah had a really good game in the return game last week, and he's had a really good season so far. He's out with an injury this week. So next man up mentality always on this team. Great to see Chris Rivera taking advantage of that and making plays.
First down and 10 for Nab as a 3-receiver set to his right. Snap to Nab. Tries to run to the short side of the field. Nothing there at all on that first down carry. Not sure I quite understand that, Coach. If everyone is to this side, to the right, including your 3 receivers and the 3-receiver set, keep the football and run to the short side of the field, I don't quite get.
Yeah, an RPO to the backside with no help. Well, you see the result of it is -3.
This is the first time the offense has played behind the sticks. Again, the coach's point, let's see how they react to some adversity.
Second down, 13, football back to the 33-yard line. Jet sweep for Smith. Out past the original line of scrimmage, takes a big hit.
And Nasik Smith's one of their playmakers, and Coach was talking about it on the Coaches Show on the JAKIB Media Sports Network of we need to get Nasik Smith involved and get him in some open space to make plays. That was a good run there, 6-yard run. They need to get him in space, catching the ball as well as Dan Foy out there to get a big first down for this offense.
So 3rd and 8, 5-yard gain on the second down jet sweep. Nab in the gun. 3rd and 8, football on the 38. Left to right. Go the Eagles. Snap to Nab. Fakes it to Jeremiah and keeps the football, and he's going to lose 5 yards.
The same play that got him the loss on first down.
Yeah, that was obviously a very conservative play call there. Really tough to get, 12 yards, Coach, 8 yards?
Well, they needed 9. It was 3rd and 9.
Yeah, to get it on a running play there, a lot to ask of the offense.
Again, to the short side with no help.
97, John Westfield getting some work here this afternoon in the punt. 11:09 remaining second quarter, 17-14 Albright. Westfield.
Going to get a penalty. We should.
Flag comes in. He's hit. Good high booming kick. Fair catch down at the 36-yard line. Westfield takes a shot. Flag comes in.
So if this is a personal foul, then it's 15 yards automatic.
Yeah, I was going to say, so it's roughing. And
if it's running into the kicker, it's just 5.
I think it's roughing.
He did. 15. There we go.
I mean, he was in
huge break.
He was in his lap.
So usually the kicker's leg is still planted and he gets hit. They're going to end knocked over like that.
He basically tackled him.
Yeah, it's a big break.
So instead of the Lions taking over on a first down and 10, the 15-yard penalty puts the football out on their own 49-yard line, and Nab and the offense will come out with a fresh set of downs, first down and 10.
Coach, this goes without saying. You got to take advantage of this big 15-yard break. I mean, this is a huge flip of the field at a minimum. Even if they punt from here, John will probably punt it inside the 20. Offense needs to take advantage of this break, this big penalty, and get some points here.
Yeah, because that last series of play calls was very conservative.
Again, Nab keeps the football. This time finds some space, crosses midfield, gets out to the 46-yard line.
I think as a coach, I see crazy things all the time, but the referee on that other side needs a set of gloves. Every time the ball boys on the side throw him a new ball, he drops it. So it's immediately wet.
2nd and 5. Football now on the 46 of the Lions. Eastern Trails. Here comes Jeremiah Avrilian. Crosses over the 45, and then he's pushed back.
I mean, it's a workable 3rd down, but we've really gone conservative we got lucky with the punt. I mean, at 3rd and 2 is nothing wrong with that, but it's been a really conservative last 2 series.
And Coach, this might be interesting. Coach might have called up here to Nate and said, "Hey, we're in 4-down territory now."
Yeah, they may see something that we're not seeing in the defense, but
Coach, that's why we have you.
Yeah,
you got to pick that out for us.
I haven't picked it out yet.
3rd down and 2 on the 43-yard line. Nab rolling to his right. He's under pressure. And he's knocked out of bounds. Incomplete pass. There's some activity on the sideline. Fortunate to just be able to chuck that football to the side.
That was huge. That saved a lot of yards there.
Why are they moving the stick?
Why are they moving back? You don't move the sticks back.
So the incomplete pass from Nab will make it 4th and 2.
The ball's supposed to be up there. He ruled it incomplete.
This guy over here is saying it's incomplete. It should be 4th and 2. I'm not sure what the people below us are booing at, but I mean,
because they thought he was out of bounds when he threw the ball. Maybe they're arguing that the ball didn't pass the line of scrimmage.
He's out of the pocket,
so you're allowed to do that.
They got it right now. And yeah, this is 4 down, even if you're just going to try and draw them off.
Right. I'd actually like to see him actually go for this. I think this is manageable for this team.
4th and 2. Football on the 43. Snap straight to Nab. Keeps it over the 40. He's at the 35. He's at the 30, 25, 20. He's at the 15-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds down at the 10-yard line. Good for a 1st down and a lot more. Good call. Great run by Nab as he was patient, waiting to get to the outside, found the seam, got there, and was finally knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
Great job going for it on 4th down there. Great play call over there by the whole staff. Nate Henkel, the offensive coordinator. I don't know why Albright was in a three down front.
Yeah.
They had 3 offensive linemen or 3 defensive linemen. Great job there by Brett Nab. And what you want to see in your quarterback, especially one of your team captains, Krause, what did you see when he's going down the sidelines? He does not run out of bounds. He loves to hit that defensive back and get those extra hard yards. Great job there by Brett Nab. Great call by the coaching staff.
Inside the red zone, here comes Jeremiah Avrilian. Straight up to God, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Eastern.
Wow, he's just at a different level this year of his speed, quickness, how he hits the hole. You know, maybe it's Amanda Ruler, the running back coach, that's teaching him something new. But I'll tell you, he is really a different cat this year. I got a chance to say hello to him before the game. I just love how he's running this year. He's finding the hole. And more importantly, he's explosive and getting through that hole. 2 touchdowns today. Great job.
Nolik in for the extra point following the Jeremiah touchdown. Snap. Nab puts it down. Kick up. Kick is good. So with 8 minutes and 9 seconds remaining, Eastern now 21, and the Lions 17. We'll take a 30-second timeout and then come back on the other side as action resumes here from Reading across the JAKIB Sports Network.
I chose Eastern University because there was such a great sense of community.
I chose Eastern University because I could earn my master's in counseling fully online. Because they offer so many teaching certification options.
Because the school nurse certification is only 4 courses.
Because I could get my MBA fully online in 1 year.
Because I'm a working adult and the professors were so supportive.
Because of the beautiful campus.
What will be your because? Explore all the reasons to love Eastern University at eastern.edu.
8:09 remaining here in the second quarter. Eastern has their second lead of the afternoon. And now the football comes out on the return. Eastern is saying they have the football. Let's wait and see. What do you see, Coach?
He might say he's down, but
it looked like a fumble from up here, but still, I just love how Eastern took advantage of that penalty on the punt. Had a little adversity during that drive and gets points, gets 7. Really great response there by Eastern after the long touchdown pass that Albright had. Great answer, Coach. You talk about that all the time as a coach. How do you answer? How do you respond?
I know the coaches aside of us are all talking down to the field. I think we're going to get a challenge here. I mean, why not throw it? I mean, if you win it,
all you do is lose a timeout.
Yeah, and you're down to 7 minutes anyway.
And it's a big part of the game, big point of the game. Obviously, the coaching staff's to the left of us. They have video. They probably saw something that would warrant a review.
It's worth doing it anyway, just because of the field position. I mean, if you get it, you're getting the ball on, the 17-yard line?
And the ebb and flow of the game, right, Coach?
Well, there you go, Coach. You were wondering where the replay tent was positioned for this afternoon's game. It is on the other side.
It couldn't be further away
of the fence. So the officials are making their way down to the replay tent. What are they looking for? What are they looking to see?
See, so the call on the play is that it's not a fumble. So they're going to have to see some sort of evidence that can turn that around. Otherwise, it'll stand.
So the key is going to be is his knee down, plays over, and he's in college football, knee down, play over. If his knee's not down,
unless you're Virginia Tech and you're at Hard Rock Stadium last night
on the way up
on the last play of the
Krause,
game. But
I knew you were going to get that in the game. Krause has all his kids went to Virginia Tech, or most.
Not all. I got a roll tide as well.
Yeah,
He's
one roll
watching
tide.
tonight.
He's got a big game tonight. But your Virginia Tech Hokies definitely had one stolen from him last night. But if his knee's down and he still has the ball, it's not a fumble. If he's going down and his knee has not touched and the ball is moving at all, that's a fumble. So that's what they're going to look at. The problem is, Coach, in this situation, this is not ESPN with 200 camera angles. This is one camera angle. But the coaching staff, I think, feels over to the left of us, feels like that ball's out. So to your point, Coach, and I agree. I think it's a great challenge.
I think it's
no matter how it goes.
Yeah, I just think it's worth doing for the fact that it's on the 17-yard line. Because if you get it, you've got now a chance to turn this into a 2-score game. If you don't get it, so you're given a timeout up with 7 minutes left, 8 minutes. And you're up. So.
And you're also able to talk to your defense here. There's a lot of good things here. Give your defense, a little blow here. Not that they need as much as they've had in games past, because I tell you, the offense, there's nothing more friendlier for a defense than an offense that has sustaining drives that turn into touchdowns. Nothing gets a defense more fired up than when your offense is moving the ball and getting scores.
And this is one of the first times I think I can say our offensive line is bigger than Albright's defensive line. They're going to keep wearing this defense down, and I think if they get 2 or 3 more of those really long drives, I mean, they're going to end up in points. We could see, 40 points from us today.
21 on the board right now. Eastern 21, Albright 17. There is no clock when it comes to how long the officials can review the play. Right now, the game is stopped as play is being as the play is under review inside of the review tent, which is outside of the peripheral of the stadium. So we'll wait to see what happens when they emerge.
You're taking pretty much time.
Taking a lot of time.
Let's hope they let these refs back in. I mean, they're outside the stadium here. Here he comes. But I think having it last this long, I think is a good sign for Eastern.
Kind of like
going
to court. As long as the jury's out, you have a better chance if they come back quick. Who knows? We'll see. I just think it's a good challenge no matter what.
I agree with you, Coach. Looks like Eastern may have the ball here. They're all clapping.
Wow. It turns out to be a great challenge.
Eastern offense is going to come back out onto the field.
And, Coach, you said this before. Albright has been one of the most penalized teams for personal fouls. Stuff like this, it doesn't go their way. It's going to be really interesting to how they responded. They start getting even chippier.
Yeah, our offense is on the field, even without an announcement.
So 21-17, offense takes over. Good job. Good call by the coach's box up top to suggest to head coach Billy Crocker that he throws the challenge flag and take a look at it, and it works out. And as Coach B said up here, it didn't really matter if it didn't work out based on field position. Why not? With 7 minutes, 59 seconds remaining. You're listening to Eastern University football. We're certainly glad that you're joining us on the JAKIB Sports Network. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You'll get all of the updates during the week. Remember the Coach Billy Crocker Show every Thursday on the JAKIB Network with some future planning and some specials coming up as well. In 2 weeks, we'll be live on a Thursday night. We'll tell the audience more about that with the coach, and we'll meet some of the players. That'll be an interesting and a great night as well. We'll update you on that as the game throughout the game this afternoon.
It always is. It's always great talking to Coach
second.
and meeting the players. Are they changing this again? Wow.
What did he say?
Wait a minute.
Did he say it's not reviewable?
How would he go review it and then say it's not reviewable?
Well,
I was just going to say Coach Crocker got his first challenge ever, and now we have to take that away from him. I just don't understand that call.
I got to admit to the audience, I have no idea what just happened on the football field, but here's what I know. The Lions now have the football, and they will start 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line with 7 minutes and 59 seconds remaining, and they trail 21-17.
And this is a great time after a break like that to go deep.
Chase Roberts, number 11, is the quarterback. Remember, he went deep on his last possession to Alden Stickler, number 87, which resulted in a touchdown. Roberts out of the gun, pressure, dumps the football off. Short pitch and catch, big yaks after the play. Out to the 40-yard line of the Lions. That's number 27, John Boston. He gets up full of fire, picks up the first down all the way out to the 40-yard line.
That was just his last receiver on the check down to get it to, was left open.
Yeah, Jayon Allen from his defensive tackle position was almost to the quarterback. Just didn't get him, and then all of a sudden the other quarterback gets downfield and he gets those yak yards that always hurts the defense.
1st and 10 from the 40-yard line, their own 40. Clock moving, 7:15 to play, second quarter. Right to left. Here comes Boston. Short pitch. Big hit. Maurice, how about it? Great job by number 99, Maurice McCray. Got an opportunity to watch him play and come up with some big plays a week ago. Good enough to earn Defensive Player of the Week. And he makes a big hit there on Boston. They lose a yard, 2nd down now and 11.
That was an old-fashioned A-whooping.
Yep, Maurice last week had 5 tackles, really stood out, number 99. Great to see him still. He needs to keep that going every play.
2nd down.
They threw out of
And
this
11.
formation the last time.
Roberts now up under center. Fakes to Boston. Rolling flag down. He's got a receiver downfield. He misses him. Flag comes in. Pass obviously incomplete.
Procedure or holding?
Good pressure there by that whole defensive line there.
Would you think about declining the penalty, Coach?
You could make it.
Bernie got it's 5 yards. So
if it,
like
was,
it's offside.
if it was holding, you could refuse. I don't know if you can refuse procedure. Formation. You could. He did decline it. 3rd and 11.
Krause, you called it. He
Keep it
declined
3rd and 11. Keep it 3rd and 11.
Yeah, good call.
Make Roberts convert.
Make-
6:20 remaining second quarter. 21-17 Eastern.
You know, and if you stop it here, it saves you 40 to 50 seconds of getting the ball back.
And now the Lions are going to think about it and take a timeout. While they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout. You're listening to Eastern University football across the JAKIB Sports Network.
It's fall, which means you're probably hearing a lot of
Pumpkin spice lattes are everything.
I just love sweater weather.
Football's back, baby.
Oh, check out the gorgeous colors on that tree.
I'm loving my MBA program at Eastern University.
That's right. Fall means back to school, and it's not too late. You can jump into Eastern University's MBA program every 7 weeks. Earn your degree fully online and finish in just 1 year. Apply today in as little as 15 minutes at eastern.edu/MBA.
You're listening to Eastern University football live across the JAKIB Sports Network. Let's get back to the broadcast with Warren Schmidt, Bernie Nowatarski, and Joe Krause.
Second quarter action, 6 minutes, 15 or 14 seconds to play in the second quarter. Big third down.
Yeah, Warren, here's one of your big plays of the game.
I'm glad Joe paused for us to say that. This is one of those big plays in this game. Corey Davis' defense needs to come up big.
Roberts out of the gun. They set up a screen. Beautiful setup of that screen. Over midfield is Boston. That's good enough to move the sticks, convert the third down, and get a first down.
Yeah, Sam Shell came up along with Andrew Campbell to make that hit. Sam's actually still down the field. Hopefully he's okay.
He's not happy. It was actually a good call. Screen. They executed it well and barely got the first, but a good call. This is actually really an entertaining college football game up to this point.
It's been a really good game.
Both teams have answered from adversity. A lot of points. Homecoming. Stopped raining.
We're not going to speculate on the injury, but they have the stretcher potentially coming out.
Yeah, what we will do now is we will take a short time out while the dust settles out on the field. 5:58 remaining. Stay with us on the JAKIB Sports Network. Eastern 21, Albright 17. Back in a moment.
I chose Eastern University because there was such a great sense of community.
I chose Eastern University because I could earn my master's in counseling fully online. Because
Who
they
is that,
offer
Warren?
so many teaching certification options.
Because the school nurse certification is only 4 courses.
Because I could get my MBA fully online in 1 year.
Because I'm a working adult and the professors were so supportive.
Because of the beautiful campus.
What will be your because? Explore all the reasons to love Eastern University at eastern.edu.
You're listening to Eastern University football live across the JAKIB Sports Network. Let's get back to the broadcast with Warren Schmidt, Bernie Nowatarski, and Joe Krause. Let's go Eastern. Let's go EAGLES.
And we're back here live up in Reading, Pennsylvania. You're listening across the JAKIB Sports Network. Injured player for Eastern still down, and the ambulance is out on the field.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a major injury. Both teams' medical staffs are out right away attending to him. You could see when he threw his helmet. There's something.
Looks like a lower leg injury.
Yeah.
And it looks like his family's out there with him,
Yeah,
which
just
is always
see
a good thing.
The father I just saw come out.
Yeah.
It's a don't know if it's a knee, the shins, the ankle. They haven't bubble wrapped it at this point.
Right. The only good thing is, you never want to see injuries, but you never want to see injuries in the head and neck area and the back area. So it does not seem like it's an injury. Like actually, he's standing up.
I hats off to both medical teams that were immediately out there, both Albright and Eastern. And none of us played this game with the expectation of getting hurt, but it's a part of the game.
I know you'll never be able to legislate injury in the sport of football. And this is a tough, physical, hard, sometimes nasty game.
Brian. Yeah. It
was really good to see him stand up there. And actually, he stood up and sat on the stretcher. So that's actually a really good sign. Obviously, it's a significant injury, but
he got his shoulder pads off for some comfort. Yeah, Joe, it's not golf. It's there's a risk literally every play of the game. There's risks in sport. I mean, let's go back to the Super Bowl. That one player for the was it San Francisco running out in the field and tore his Achilles running onto the field. My starting quarterback last year for Harrisburg blew his patella out being introduced. He ran out, did a high five, came down on his knee, and was done for the season. That's without playing the game.
Great to see Coach Crocker out there. Great to see all his teammates come out. Yeah, we think it's Sam Shell, the linebacker, sophomore linebacker out of from Philly.
Yeah,
been playing a really good game. We've been calling his name a lot today. He's been flying around. Just kind of one of those awkward hits. Got hit low. I think his foot might have been planted.
And they load him into the EMT ambulance, and we'll try and get an update should we get one up here in the press box. Injury coming at the 5:58 mark of the second quarter. It's 21-17 Eastern. Some of the Eastern players on defense tapping on the side of the ambulance, which has not departed from midfield. Nice round of applause for Sam from everybody that's in attendance here at Albright. Remember, this is a storied historical program. If you just go back and look at when football began here at Albright, and this being the 113th season for the Albright Lions. They've struggled as of late. If you go back to just a year ago, Eastern University, one of their first year victories a year ago came against Albright. Nevertheless, that doesn't diminish the fact that this is a storied program, been around for a long, long time.
Absolutely. And also, getting back to the game, it's a homecoming game for Albright. When a player gets taken off an ambulance, sometimes it sucks the life out of the crowd. Hopefully the defense and the players, your thoughts and prayers are with Sam here. But there's a game to be played. Last year we saw Jeremy Brooks get taken off at the Widener game. He's actually back playing this year. Great to see. But the defense needs to come up here big and, get that emotion back and that game feel back as quick as they can.
So the Lions will start 1st down and 10 from the 48-yard line of Eastern. Chase Roberts, the quarterback, out of the gun, gives the football to Boston. Boston cracks the left side, or that's rather number 47, Jeremiah Diaz, cracks the left side, gets good yardage out to the 41-yard line. 6-yard gain, 2nd down and 4.
That was a long break. You got to get yourself back in. Mentally, you got to get yourself back in the game, and physically, you go from sweating and warm and.
Yep. And coach, you got to get that first pop in. And I'll tell you, Jamari James did indeed do that as well as Gashawn Moody come up. Obviously, gave up 6 yards there, but they got that first stick back in. So hopefully these kids are all back into the game.
Now number 10, Guardsy, Alex Guardsy is under center. He'll snap from under center on a 2nd down and 3. Guardsy fakes, rolls right, nobody in front of him. He'll get the first down. Does he get there? He does. And he's bumped out of bounds over on the eastern sideline after he crosses the eastern 35-yard line, knocked out at the 34. Boy, he had a long way to go to get over into that open space. For a moment there, I wasn't quite sure he was going to close the first down, but he did.
Unfortunately, our defensive end fell for that fake pitch like we did last week on the reverse. I mean, he was running this way towards us, and the quarterback was running the opposite way on the field.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. Do your job. Your job is not to allow outside contain. You're not going to make the play 10 yards down the field. Do your job. Keep outside contain.
1st and 10, football on the 34. Ardsy remains, only this time he's out of the gun. Takes the snap, keeps the football. He's going to lose yardage. Great play for Eastern. Number 8, Jason Bateman coming up to make the stop. It'll be -2 on the play. Call it 2nd down and 12. Maybe 2nd and 13. They may have moved him back to the 37. They spot him on the 37. So 2nd and 13, right at the 4-minute mark. 4:03 remaining here in the first half.
It's a great defensive
Great play by Bateman. Bateman came in for Sam, makes a great play. Bateman actually has a touchdown this year on an interception return. So he's a very capable player. Great to see him making plays.
Now the bigger quarterback, Chase Roberts. By bigger, I mean much taller. Comes in at 6'1". He's in out of the gun. He's under pressure. He's being flushed to his left. Are they going to get him? They are. Now he escapes a tackle. Somehow gets the football to number 47. A flag comes in after the play. 47 is Diaz. We're going to have to sort all of this out.
That's a heck of a play. Will that end up being lineman downfield?
Holding. They got the holding call right here. Almost 4 officials called it.
Just so you know, I'm amazed how Bateman does that. He flew into Reading Airport from Hollywood and steps right into the lineup.
Talking about Bateman?
Yep.
Flew out of Burbank?
Yep, right into Reading. I told you those actors can play football.
So that's another break. You know, Eastern needs to continue to take advantage of these breaks. They're just like the defense just seems like they're a hair away from getting to this quarterback every time, and he's very elusive. Like most of the quarterbacks you're going to play in the MAC, right? I mean, they're throwers, runners. Most of them are runners first, and he was able to flip the ball out to his running back.
Now they seem confused again on where to spot the ball.
Yeah, I was just going to say the crew today working the football game is struggling a little bit with where to put the football once the penalty is called.
Well, you can tell they're struggling as an officiating crew when both sides, Coach Crocker and the Albright coaches, are all pissed off at these refs because it's supposed to be a penalty from the spot of the foul, 10 yards.
Where was the spot? They just seem confused on field location.
It should be back further. It was right at the 25, so it should be at the 35.
Isaac Collins is the head coach for the Lions.
So, Coach, you talk about the 4 minutes, your 8 minutes, the 4 minutes, the 4 minutes. We're in that 4 minutes here, and you're right. Eastern needs to win this last 320, 321, 320 counting. They need to win that to go into the halftime.
Yeah, because they're not getting the ball in the third.
2nd down and 8. Football on the 37-yard line of the Eagles. Roberts taking a shot down into the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. It'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's good coverage. If anything, the offensive guy pushed our defender.
Loved how Jamari James, one of their senior defensive backs. What do we say, Coach? Turn to the ball, turn to the quarterback, watch the ball. We'll give those guys that pass every time. Jamari James will cover that.
And it saves us a timeout. The clock stopped on the incompletion.
3rd and 9, football on the 37.
And this is probably 4 down territory, right, Coach?
3:05 remaining.
Their kicker seems like he has a pretty good leg. So, I mean, you could see a field goal. But, yeah, I wouldn't be afraid of 4th.
Roberts at quarterback. He's out of the gun. Standing on his own or on the Eastern 39. Blitz, pressure, screen pass. Boston. They stop him well short of the sticks. He gets to the 30.
Got a player down. I think it's McCray. Hopefully it's a cramp. Good defensive play, though.
Bring up a 4th down for the Lions.
Was that Eric Wilson that made the play?
Well, there's 2 17s that are on defense. So it's either Najir Greer or Eric Wilson. But I think it was Eric Wilson coming up from his defensive back position. Nahir, if it was you, I apologize. But great job by the defensive backs of Eastern coming up.
Yeah, whichever 17 made the play, it was a good play.
Well, so they have 2 17s on defense, so it makes it a little tougher up here. But great play there by the defense, because now this is 4th and long. It kind of changes the play call and what Albright's going to do.
2:54 on the clock until halftime. Eastern 21, Albright 17. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we'll have the JAKIB Sports halftime report presented by Eastern University. All that coming up at halftime. We'll do something special today. We'll keep Coach B in the box for at least 6 to 8 minutes, and Coach B and Warren will do some defensive breakdowns from this opening half. So we'll learn a little bit from the coach. That coming up on the JAKIB Sports halftime show. 2 minutes, 46 seconds remaining. We'll also bring you inside the box at halftime. Put a face behind to the sound of the microphone. That coming up at halftime as well. 4th and 7. Roberts completes the pass. That's his number 85.
I thought
That's Krieger.
Thought it was a bad spot.
He's short of the line again. No way. They move it up. They move the football up.
He went out on the red stripe.
And they move the football up, and he gets a 1st down.
Good to see Maurice McCray, who got hurt last play. He got up on his own on the sidelines. Terrible spot there by this officiating crew.
2-minute timeout. Please reset the game clock for 2 minutes and 0 seconds. All right, there's a timeout on the field. While there's a timeout on the field, we'll take a timeout. You're listening to Eastern University across the JAKIB Sports Network.
I chose Eastern University because there was such a great sense of community.
I chose Eastern University because I could earn my master's in counseling fully online. Because they offer so many teaching certification options.
Because the school nurse certification is only 4 courses.
Because I could get my MBA fully online in 1 year.
Because I'm a working adult and the professors were so supportive.
Because of the beautiful campus.
What will be your because? Explore all the reasons to love Eastern University at eastern.edu.
You're listening to Eastern University Football, live across the JAKIB Sports Network. Let's get back to the broadcast with Warren Schmidt, Bernie Nowatarski, and Joe Krause.
And we're back here in Reading, Pennsylvania for game number 4 for the Eastern Eagles. Hashtag fly with us. Good to be up here in the box. Long second quarter.
Yeah, the first half was about the first quarter was about 26 minutes. This is long. Plus, it's getting tough to play against 18 players.
2 minutes remaining here until halftime. Eastern has a 4-point lead, 21-17. Lions knocking on the door. They have a 1st down and 10 following the spot from the Eastern 24. Roberts is the quarterback. He's out of the gun. Boston to his left. Roberts looking down into the end zone. He's got his man, number 87.
No.
The pass was complete, but knocked out of bounds. Number 87, Alden Stickler, was looking for the triple, his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon.
Yeah.
But the pass was, it was complete, but the receiver was out of bounds.
They're already looking at their iPad for a challenge. 87 runs pretty good routes.
Good coverage there by Gashawn Moody, making sure he went out of bounds.
Is he throwing the flag?
Good play there on the defense there. Got a little pressure there. Sean Moody back in coverage. I think he likes tackling better than being in coverage, but he does both really well. That was good coverage.
The Lions do not challenge. Second down and 10.
Got to watch for a post now.
Again, Roberts, a lot of time to Boston, over the 25, down to the 21-yard line. It'll bring up third down. Clock continues to move, 1:38 remaining.
You're using those screens pretty effectively.
Jalen Allen's down. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Hopefully that's just like a cramp. But I'll tell you, there was holding right in front of the quarterback. The official's looking right at him, doesn't call it. Defensive line's getting pressure. And to your point, Coach, it's tough to play when you're playing against the officials too.
Yeah, I believe it or not, I really don't like to pick on the officials, but I just don't like when they become an absolute part of the game.
This
are they going for an ambulance again?
This does not look like a cramp.
They're working on an arm. Somewhere on the forearm.
1:34 remaining. An Eastern Eagle player down. Number 57, Jaden Allen.
If they took our first player to Reading or St. Joe's, they're not anywhere close to being back. So you're almost going to have to call for a second ambulance unless he's able to rest on the sideline until it comes.
Jalen Allen's been one of their really good defensive tackles on this team, and that would be a big loss.
Coach Billy Crocker out. Jaden is down right at the 20-yard line. Number 57 on defense for Eastern, Jaden Allen. We'll take a short timeout. We'll pause for 30 seconds, let it all play out in front of us, and then we'll bring you right back here to the JAKIB Sports Network. You're listening to Eastern University football. Back in a moment.
It's fall, which means you're probably hearing a lot of
pumpkin spice lattes are everything.
I just love sweater weather.
Football's back, baby.
Oh, check out the gorgeous colors on that tree. I'm loving my MBA program at Eastern University.
That's right. Fall means back to school, and it's not too late. You can jump into Eastern University's MBA program every 7 weeks. Earn your degree fully online and finish in just 1 year. Apply today in as little as 15 minutes at eastern.edu/MBA.
And we're back here live in Reading, Pennsylvania. Jalen Allen, number 57, still down on the field. The game is approaching halftime. Eastern 21 and Albright 17. What'd you see on that play, Coach?
They're working that little middle screen, side screen. So they found some success with it. After they went and took the shot downfield. So they're not afraid to screen down at this end. We made what I thought was a really good defensive play to keep them at 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. He must have got his arm, one of those in where it wedges against and goes backwards. Because to me, it looks like they're working on the forearm.
And Jalen's been a total effort player, one of those defensive linemen that pursues the play. I mean, he's defensive tackle, getting upfield and then coming back and trying to get in on the tackle. It's just one of those things when there's a pile of guys all flying around. Unfortunately, unfortunately, we were saying this twice in this game. 2 significant injuries for Eastern, but it is part of the game. It's not the great part of the game, but it's just one of those things. And again, it's not a head and neck thing. It does look like it's an arm injury, but we're not going to speculate. But it's great to see, the training staff, Coach Crocker out there, all taking care of Jalen Allen.
And not to soften it any or make it seem unimportant, which it's it's definitely important. This is why you go to school. If and get on a football team, you're the next guy up. This is you hate to say you're getting a chance because somebody's hurt, but this is your chance, and it's next guy up. They didn't bring you from your high school here to stand on the sideline for 4 years and clap. This is your chance to get back in the game and create something. So you hate to see the injury, but it's next man up.
Second time in less than a few minutes. The ambulance makes its way back out onto the field. We're still in the first half. Eastern has a 21-17 lead.
Medical team's getting their workout today. And again, this is a long break.
And Coach, to your point about next man up, Eastern was able to play a JV game last week against LVC. So a lot of these kids that haven't played got a chance to play. So they're a little bit more game ready, which there's nothing that rivals game action, right? No matter if there's one person in the stands or
that's great that they
thousands. Yeah. So they're starting their JV program. But again, this is you never like to see any of your kids getting loaded into an ambulance.
Not at all. Like I said, I'm not taking away. I mean, you don't want to lighten this up in any way, shape, or form. It'd feel better if you saw him sit up, or it's definitely not a head. I mean, you can see they're working on the arm.
Yeah,
and he's a big boy.
He's a really good player too.
Yep.
I love watching him, how his effort, and it's nice that he's getting a big round of applause.
And you don't even think of it, but when he goes, do you know what's going to be the most painful thing he goes through? Is getting those shoulder pads off. I mean, it's going to be brutal because you got to come over the arm somehow.
I think they'll cut him off somehow. Yeah, I think they cut some of his jersey for his arm.
Jalen Allen now up on the stretcher.
It's pretty close to us, so if the two medical guys sort of move, we'd be able to see. But it looks like they really wrapped and supported the forearm area.
Yep, they're getting his pads off right now.
It looks like they're trying to get. Right. It looks like they're trying to take care of that now.
There they go.
Coach Crocker with the assist,
without cutting,
which is actually a good sign.
Yeah. Well, shows that Eric saved some money on buying a new shirt.
Boy, I just want to get to the half, boys. For any other reason, just the way this last 6 to 8 minutes is played out.
Yeah, the referees have been an issue. I won't mention the product, but the drinks here are not Pepsi products. I won't mention the other company, but
it also, unfortunately, it detracts. It's definitely a forearm injury with how they have it wrapped, but it detracts from what a great game this has been. Yeah. These big lapses in time, obviously you got to take all the time needed to take care of Jalen here. But it really, hopefully these kids can go into halftime and come out and have a really good second half. Obviously Eastern needs to finish this first half off.
When a injured player is taken away in an ambulance, as was the case with Sam, right? Is another ambulance dispatched to the stadium?
I don't know if this is the same one. So, I mean, they got back from, like I said, there's a couple trauma centers that are close. Reading Hospital and St. Joe's, which is Penn State Health, are, give or take, you get on one of the roads, you can get there within 10 minutes. But I'm not sure exactly where they're taking them. And I don't know who this benefits when you come back out to play, the offense or the defense. I guess it's whoever responds better to the break.
Jalen Allen in the ambulance making its way out of the stadium here in Reading when play resumes. 1:34 remaining here in the first half. Eastern has a 21-17 lead. Albright in possession of the football on the Eastern 21. They're in a 3rd and 7 for their quarterback, number 11, Chase Roberts. Let's see what the defense can do.
He's got to come up on him. He likes 87. That is not a
Boston
first
on
down.
the carry, short of the first down, gets to the 15-yard line.
Ronald Jones, Jamari James making the play there.
Clock continues to move. 1:15, 4th and 1. Chase Roberts, the quarterback, comes over towards his sideline to get the play. 21-17, 4th and 1, football on the 15-yard line.
Albright has 2 timeouts left here.
Evan Harrison here for Jalen Allen. Be great to have his first play make a tackle for loss.
Yeah, if you don't make this, I mean, you've given up the chance at 3. I think he's going to
Roberts comes up under center. Roberts taking a shot into the end zone for his receiver.
Play.
Broken
Great
up.
tackle.
Great
play
defense.
down in the corner of the end zone. Jamari James made a great play on number 87, who's got 2 touchdowns already today. And a great-looking play by Jamari. Passes incomplete, and Eastern will take over first down.
He had his eyes in the backfield for a split second and realized that kid's going to the corner and got back in his face and really did well with his hands to knock that ball away.
Coach, that's the biggest play of the game so far.
That's one of the
Eastern defense comes up huge after that long delay, which can never be good when you're just standing out there and seeing one of your teammates get loaded in an ambulance. Great job by that Eastern defense, Jamari James. Great play there in knocking the ball away.
How about Albright giving up a chance at 3 on 4th and 1 from the 15?
Now, Nab, 1st and 10. 31 seconds remaining. They're going to run the football until the clock expires. That may be the final play of the half. Short gain, 2nd down.
I would never be afraid to throw a long one, but
Avrillian on the carry. Picks up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 18. And I don't expect Coach Crocker to run another play here in the first half. And this is the way the first half is going to come to a close as the horn will sound here in Reading, Pennsylvania. The rains have departed. The temperature is fine. A couple of injuries that we'll try and update everyone on at halftime, should we get any word from the sideline. Your score is 21-17. Coach, your first half thoughts before we let you get to the press row for the lunch being handed out today. Warren, you and I will be back to kick off our halftime show.
I mean, it's a really entertaining college game. I mean, with the exception of the delays with the 2 unfortunate injuries to 2 of our players. It's been back and forth. Both teams have responded. I mean, I think Eastern, they're maturing. You can see that they're not making the mistakes they made last week. I mean, they're up again, coming out now in the 3rd quarter. If they can get a stop, go down the field on another nice offensive drive, because I still think our offensive line can wear down their defense. Our play selection has been pretty good on first downs. We're not just strictly running the ball every time on first down, so we've mixed some pass into it. Defense has played well. The kid for Albright has thrown a couple good balls, and 87's a pretty good route runner. We've done some nice things there, so I think got to get in and regroup. You got to. I know they're not going to talk about the injuries, but they're going to talk to the people that got to step up and step in and play now.
Stay with us on the JAKIB Sports Network. We'll pause for a 60-second break, and then we'll bring you back inside the box. Warren and I will flip the camera around, and we'll bring you inside the box and dissect that opening half. And then a little bit later on in the halftime show, presented by Eastern University, Coach B will come back into the box, and we'll get some defensive knowledge from the coach on how this first half played out. You're listening to Eastern University football across the JAKIB Sports Network.
Probably hearing a lot of
pumpkin spice lattes are everything.
I just love sweater
You need that headset.
Football's back, baby.
Oh, check out the gorgeous colors on that tree. I'm loving my MBA program at Eastern University.
That's right. Fall means back to school, and it's not too late. You can jump into Eastern University's MBA program every 7 weeks. Earn your degree fully online and finish in just 1 year. Apply today in as little as 15 minutes at eastern.edu/MBA.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
You good?
The dark.
Stand by.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid
as long as you face the fear.
and keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
And back here live, it is halftime up in Reading, Pennsylvania. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in and being a part of our broadcast today. Along with my partner, Warren Schmidt, I'm Joe Krause. We bring you inside the box, where at halftime, Eastern has a 21-17 lead here up in Reading. It's the opening, or both teams are 0-2 in the MAC. This, of course, being game 4 for both. Eastern with a lead right now by 4.
Three major delays in this game, 2 injuries, significant injuries, with Eastern football players being taken away from ambulances. As Joe said, we'll try to get their update later. But also that long delay with the review. They review it, and then they say we can't review it, which was kind of strange. But Eastern going into halftime, leading this game with the adversity that they started. They started with a special team gaffe with the wet ball going through John Westfield's hands, which is one of those unforeseeable things, playing with a wet ball. Albright gets the ball on the 2-yard line, scores. All of a sudden, you're just,
it's a one play
it's a one-play drive, and all of a sudden you feel like you just warmed up. The national anthem went off, and you look up and you're down 7-0. Offense came down. Offense has really matured right in front of our eyes. Defense always plays well. I think special teams has been playing really well. John Nolik, kicking it out of bounds. That changes everything. All of a sudden, you're starting on 25 instead of a big return. So this team, just like Coach was saying, is maturing right in front of our eyes. And I think when they're in that locker room, with all the adversity that they had with having 2 players and just the adversity of the game, to say, hey, we're up. They haven't been that too many times in this young program's history of being up at halftime. And it's going to be interesting to see how they react and how they respond. And the coach and I have been talking about how they've been responding in this game to adversity. I give them 5 stars out of 5.
Well, there were 2, as you mentioned, unfortunately, in part of the game, 2 Eastern injuries in that first half, and they were specific to a very, very, very short window of time where Sam was on his way, or maybe he was at the hospital. And they were waiting for the ambulance for Jalen. That's kind of how it played out. It really was a strange dynamic, the way the clock and the events of time were happening in that second quarter, towards the end of the second quarter. That's why I'd said in the broadcast, I can't wait to get to halftime. Not because I wanted to not be calling the game or anything else. I just wanted to get away from what was just this cloud over the stadium right now in that second quarter.
To push the refresh button. And it's kind of funny you say that, because now the clouds have kind of been going away, and we can actually see the top of the mountain and everything. But you're right, to your point of just because it's been a really, really good college football game. Teams both competing, both teams making plays, physicality there. Those were not cheap plays that those guys got hurt on. But it's going to be really interesting to see how Eastern comes out of the half and tries to. This game is within their grasp, right? Coach talks about it all the time on the coach's show, and when we talk on pregame, we can't just say we're close, even though they're year 2, right? We got to win these games. This is a winnable game. Go spoil Albright's homecoming. Have a great drive back, and you know what? As we know, they're going into their bye week. Bye weeks, the food's going to taste better. The practices are going to be better. They might get a day off. The coaching staff might get the weekend off. All these good things happen after a bye week when you win. After you lose, it's you just never know what's going to happen.
You know,
they need to take advantage of it.
You know, we talked about, I mentioned it twice during the broadcast when we first came on the air, and then somewhere in that when we were in a little bit of a delay. I talked about how long this Albright football program has been in existence. And if you take the 113 seasons and you go back all the way to when the program first started, they only missed 3 seasons out of 116. So this is the 113th season of play. They missed 2 seasons back in World War II and then 1 season, which was the COVID year. But they've had a bad stretch of late. They've struggled of late. And it's interesting to see, or it will be interesting to see how the second half will play out. Will they be resilient? They played Widener tough a week ago, only to lose that, be shut out in that football game and lose it by 3 touchdowns. Or will Eastern rise to the occasion, take command of this game, and will their way to a victory? I'd love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's team 114 in Albright and team 2 for Eastern.
Yeah.
So what I love to,
I don't think you and I will be here when we get to year 113. I don't
know.
will.
If Elon Musk develops something, maybe, I don't know.
Unless the good Lord wants me to be here, brother, I don't think we're going to make it.
I'll tell you, we're all in if we can make it that far, because I love being part of this Eastern football team. And, Coach Bernie Nowatarski just made a great point during the broadcast of the young offensive line of Eastern. When are we going to say that they're dominating another team's defensive line? And he's right. That is huge. In the fourth quarter, if our offensive line, especially how we run the ball, we had 200-yard rushers last week, and Brett Knabb and Avrilian. And again, I can't say enough about how Avrilian's been running the ball this year. It's just amazing. And obviously Brett Knabb too. But how he's distributing the ball, Brett Knabb to his, and they're not doing the two quarterback. We haven't seen Sabor come in. So it looks like Brett has solidified that they're not doing the 2 quarterback deal. And I think Brett has really embraced that in how he's been playing.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of an ebb and flow for this offense. In the first quarter, number 32 joined into the backfield. Johnson came in, and it was kind of, as Bernie, I think, had even mentioned in the broadcast, you use Knabb's ability to run, Jeremiah's ability to run, and then Johnson joining the mix. Now, all of a sudden, a 3-headed monster back there. All can run the football, and all can run the football very, very well.
Krause, you're absolutely right, as well as catch the ball. That Johnson did that wheel route, which is a route that comes around out to the outside here. Brett Knabb got, again, the offensive line held the protection. Brett Knabb was able to go through his progressions, sees Johnson on the left flat here, or the left corner here, throws it 30 yards. As a running back, makes a great catch. It's right out there and goes in for 6. That was just a great play, great offensive. I just love how the offense is now kind of coming up to what the defense has been doing. Defense playing been lights out all year. The offense is playing really well now, and having sustaining drives, which does 2 things, like Coach said on the coach's show. When that offense is having sustained drives, it keeps your defense on the sideline, keeping them fresh. This defense is fresh going in the fourth quarter. Wow. Could be really a good result here at Albright.
Halftime at Albright. 10 minutes left in the halftime ceremonies going on down here. You're listening to Eastern University football. The Eagles are proudly broadcast across the JAKIB Sports Network. We're glad to be here, calling a 21-17 first half lead. We'll punch out for a short commercial break. We'll pause for 60 seconds. I'll jump out of the chair. I'll put the coach in the chair here for a couple of minutes. Warren and Coach, we'll talk defense. We'll talk Eastern defense on the other side of the break. You're listening to Eastern University football across the JAKIB Sports Network. Back in a moment.
Because there was such a great sense of community.
I chose Eastern University because I could earn my master's in counseling fully online. Because they offer so many teaching certification options.
Because the school nurse certification is only 4 courses.
Because I could get my MBA fully online in 1 year.
Because I'm a working adult and the professors were so supportive. Because of the beautiful campus.
What will be your because? Explore all the
throw your
reasons
headset
to
on.
Eastern
Come right here.
University
Just stand.
Eastern.edu.
I want to bring us back.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
See if you can make your way
Joining
over and
in.
jump into the 3 box.
Decision,
See you right here. Yeah, perfect.
The dark.
the dark.
But I once
And once
heard
I get
someone
us back,
say,
I'll.
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid
as long as you face the fear.
and keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
And we're back here live up inside the box. Coach B now jumping in and joining us here on our JAKIB Sports halftime show presented by Eastern University. 21-17 is your score at the break. Festivities going on up here in Reading. Let's bring the coach in. Coach, let's get some of your thoughts about the Eastern University defense. They played well today in terms of containing an offense that has a good quarterback, a big freshman quarterback, a tall quarterback who can see the field. I thought the defense held up pretty good.
Albright's offense moves the ball pretty well. I think the second half key, I'd like to see more pressure on the quarterback. Of course, when you get more pressure on them, they have shown they can run the screen pretty well. So you have to have your linemen be aware of the screen, but it'd be nice to see more pressure on them. And I did say it earlier. Our corners have played well today, but they're really going to have to play well in the second half because he does throw a nice ball. 87 is a nice receiver who runs pretty good routes, and they do like to go downfield and work those corner pylons. So we need our corners to play well the second half, and some pressure up front on that QB would really be helpful.
Yeah, as well as, Coach, we've seen this 2 times, and if we see it, the coaching staff does. Defensive ends need to do their job. They need to keep that outside contained. When they've run that bootleg, that the quarterback bootlegs it, almost the whole defensive line is coming this way, not even looking, and the quarterback's just running around that backside. They need to do a better job of, again, doing your job. If you're a defensive end, get upside contained, upside pressure, try to get to the quarterback, but you got to make sure you do not let anyone around your left flank or your right flank, whatever side you're on, because that's hurt them 2 times. Last week it hurt them against LVC, and it hurt them on a big play today. They also need, when they're in 3rd and long, Coach, you can't give those first downs up. And especially how these spots are with anything close seems like it's a first down. They don't even measure these officials. But anything 3rd and long, they really need to come up with a big stop. At the end of the half, they came up with a huge big. I mean, we haven't talked about that yet. That 4th down stop at the end of the half to be able to go in without them even kicking a field goal, which is another surprising decision, right, Coach, of not taking the field goal when you have a field goal kid or a field goal kicker, then kick that. I would think you take the points. They bet on their offense. Eastern defense came up big.
At least on the 4th and 1, make the effort to maybe get them jump off sides and then kick. But this is, since we're on camera, this is the fake that we're falling for last week and this week. It's when the quarterback gets the ball and acts like he's going to pitch it, brings it back, and wheels the other way. Our defensive ends, when that movement happens, they're going straight to it. And they have to, you got to remember your fundamentals. You got to remember your rules. And if you're the backside, like you said earlier, Warren, you're probably not going to make the play coming down the line. So just come across and protect the backside. Same with the corner. And depending on what the safety call is, I mean, you got to have some people on the backside. You can't get beat like that, especially at, in a crucial time.
Halftime here of the football game, watching John Nolik out on the field. Boy, his leg and what he's done in less than a year has just been amazing to watch in terms of, I think, confidence, I think strength. I think he's earned his right to say that he's the special teams player of the week 2 weeks in a row, Warren.
And what I love about that, when we talked about it on the coach's show, is the week before against Widener, he didn't have such a great game. He missed a field goal, kicked the ball out of bounds. What I love is his resiliency, because he does have the ability. He has the leg. Last week, when he kicked that 45-yarder or 43, whatever they gave him credit for, he thought it was like a 25-yarder. And when he kicked it 43 last week, I mean, that made it, but that could have been good from 55. Today, he's kicking it over the net and hitting that barn over there. Again, his leg strength, he's really developed it. He put it in the work in the offseason. Same with John Westfield, the punter. He's worked on his drop. He's punting it so much better. He's getting inside the 20. And then obviously it starts with the long snapper, Sean McNamara, that helps Westfield be back there, knowing the ball is going to be coming around his general facility.
Well, I will tell you, and I will tell you this: the only issue Westfield had in that his first attempt, which he dropped, was a wet football. If you remember at the time, and when this game started, all of a sudden it was heavy. The rain was heavy, and that's what he dealt with down there. And nothing John can do either. That was a wet football,
but it was a perfect snap. It wasn't like it was high. It just went right through his hands. That was it's unavoidable.
You could see it go right through his hands. I mean, it was a very good snap, and
almost too good a snap. If it was a little wobbly, I think you would have caught it.
Well,
but it's great. It's great to see the special teams, because that's this game could come down to a special teams field goal or a last-second punt that you need to really flip the field. So it's kind of nice with a young team of being team 2 of kind of solidifying your special teams. Their long snapper's also a lacrosse player. Westfield's also the baseball player. He plays on the baseball team as a pitcher. So it's great that these guys are dual athletes as well. But it's great they got this kid out here, McNamara, to say, hey, I know you're playing lacrosse. Come out and snap for us. You did it in high school, and he's doing a really good job.
While you're mentioning that, as both teams now make their way out onto the field, and we'll wrap up here pretty quickly, but I want to remind everybody listening and watching, of course, across the JAKIB Sports Network, 2 big announcements the last 2 weeks. We don't have any today, but we did have an announcement from the athletic director about the wrestling program, which is going to commence at Eastern University. Eric McNally was on this broadcast 2 weeks ago to share that news. That's very exciting. And then, of course, Amanda Ruler was with us a week ago. We did a pre-show or a pre-game interview with Amanda. But women's flag football set to begin March of 2025, which is exciting in itself. I'm looking forward to us bringing you all the action across JAKIB Sports.
Any young women out there that are listening to us that are playing football or playing flag football in high school, get yourself to Amanda Ruler. I'm telling you, she is a dynamic coach. She's going to be a great head coach. She's already, I think, a really good running back coach here. You see that, 200-yard rushers last week. I know she has her hands in it, as well as the whole coaching staff, but it's cool to see her doing really well. And obviously when she was in the booth, she was really impressive, talking about how she's recruiting and how many women, young ladies, she has in her database. And I think they're going to come out and, just like Billy Crocker did, immediately have a good team to put on the field, a great product.
All right, let's get to our final break here of the halftime show presented by Eastern University. Eastern leads 21-17 for the coach and my partner, Warren Schmidt. I'm Joe Krause. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to the halftime show. Glad to bring you inside the box. We'll reset the deck and join you for the third quarter. Back in a moment.
It's fall, which means you're probably hearing a lot of
pumpkin spice lattes are everything.
I just love sweater weather.
Football's back, baby.
Oh, check out the gorgeous colors on that tree. I'm loving my MBA program at Eastern University.
That's right. Fall means back to school, and it's not too late. You can jump into Eastern University's MBA program every 7 weeks. Earn your degree fully online and finish in just 1 year. Apply today in as little as 15 minutes at eastern.edu/MBA.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
as long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
You're listening to Eastern University Football, live across the JAKIB Sports Network. Let's get back to the broadcast with Warren Schmidt, Bernie Nowatarski, and Joe Krause. Let's go Eastern. Let's go EAGLES.
And we're back here live in Reading, Pennsylvania. The second half is now underway. Eastern going into the second half. They lead 21-17. John Nolick boots the football for Eastern, and the Lions will come out and they will start first down and 10. They'll move from our left to right. That big defensive stop, Coach, was big as well because of Albright getting the football to start the second half.
I mean, you're looking at what could have been 3 points on a field goal, and if they would go down and score here, you're looking at a 10-point swing. And if we can come out here and get a stop and take the ball and score, we're in good shape.
Chase Roberts is your quarterback. He'll begin first down and 10, and he'll snap from under the center. They start on their own 23-yard line. They're moving our left to right. Boston on the carry, goes straight up the gut, does get a yard or two, depending on the spot. We'll wait for the officials to mark it.
Getting a little chippy already.
It'll bring up a second down. They give them one, so second down and 9 for the Lions. They trail 21-17, second half underway across the JAKIB Sports Network. The freshman Chase Roberts now in the gun. Boston will line up to his left.
Some confusion on Albright's call.
Second and 9. They snap with 14:08 to play in the third quarter. Pass complete. Good for a first down. Number 35 on the end of that reception. And that's good for a first down out to the Eastern 41-yard line.
Our corner read it. He just waited a little long to break on it.
Ryan Green, number 35, on the end of that reception. He gets the first down. Roberts now comes out. Alex Gardsey, the senior quarterback, wearing number 10, comes in. First and 10. He'll have the football from the 40-yard line, his own 40, moving left to right. High snap. Gardsey keeps it. Now rolling. Now he's under pressure. Now he's outside. He finds a receiver. He held on to the football, and he's able to get it downfield. Good for a first down and a lot more down to the 40-yard line. What happened there, Coach?
That play is bizarre. We had pressure on him, and he just simply threw that up in the air, hoping.
You know what that reminded me of? Doug Flutie. Smaller quarterback, runs around, everybody in his face, heaves it up, receiver makes a catch for him.
Because he did not know that receiver was there.
Absolutely not.
Receiver was number 14, Omer Fraser, who caught the football. They go from the 40 to the 40, from their own to the Eastern 40, first down and 10. 12:39 remaining, third quarter. 21-17 Eagles. Now Roberts, he's back in. He's under center when he snaps. Snaps the football. Boston runs to his left, crosses the line of scrimmage, gets down to the 36-yard or 37-yard line. So gain of 3, second down and 7.
Good tackle there by Cole Jones, the outside linebacker, number 12. Made some big plays, I thought, last week. Good to see him active. He's one of the guys that rotate in.
He's thrown out of this formation every time so far.
Roberts.
Until now.
Boston again on the carry.
A big third down coming up.
Eastern defense up for the challenge on that carry.
Logan McGowan and our guy number 7. I don't even think I need to say his name anymore. Kashawn Moody.
Called it 34, 35, or 40 times already in the first 3 games. That doesn't count today.
All we got to do is say number 7, and every Eastern fan should know who that is.
So they mark the football at the 34. It's 3rd and 4. Roberts is in at quarterback. 4 receivers set. Boston to his left. Trips right. Snap, clean. Pressure from behind to Boston out of the backfield. Takes a hit at the 30, then stays on his feet, gets the first down. With second effort, they move the chains.
We've got to make better progress on third down. We've got to shut down third to get the ball back.
The Easterns let up some big third down conversions when you think you have it, you think you have them behind the sticks, and then all of a sudden the running back or the quarterback or the receiver bounces off a defender and gets a big first down for Albright.
Boston gets down to the 26-yard line. It'll be first down and 10:30 remaining, third quarter. Opening possession for the Lions. They're on the move. Roberts now starting this opening drive in the third quarter under center. Straight drop back for Roberts. Flushed out of the pocket. Now he rolls to the left. Flag comes in. He throws it away. Pass obviously incomplete. Flag comes in.
It's usually where you see holding.
Yeah, it's going to be holding. He only had one receiver in that route, and that was 87 going to the back corner.
You like seeing Evan Harris in there, number 61. He's in there for Jalen Allen, providing pressure. That's what you want to see in your big defensive tackles, getting upside for pressure, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. And Coach, when you have those effort plays from your defensive line, all of a sudden, what are offensive linemen going to do? They're going to hold.
Yep.
That's what that's a big part of this game, of the effort that this defensive line needs to have. So you force the other team to make bad decisions and then lazy decisions and then hold instead of trying to keep your man at bay.
And even with the injuries, I still think our defensive line also is better than their offensive line.
Number 51 for the Lions, marked with the hold, Dijon Berry, 6'3", 296, the senior.
Like to see Salif Nakima here get a sack here from his defensive end position.
Once again, they had trouble spotting the ball on a holding call.
That's a 10-yard mark off from the 26-yard line. Should be first and 20 from the 36-yard line, right? Easy enough.
They fixed it for Coach. The one guy actually paced it off.
10 minutes, 12 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
They're still confused.
Be a first and 20. The Lions had come up to the line. Now they'll re-rack. They'll get a fresh clock.
This is a big series here. This is what Coach calls the first 4 minutes of the second half.
Yeah.
First drive out of the half. Defense needs to, you always try to get a 3 and out. That's obviously not going to happen. But they need to hold these guys to not get any points.
Here we go. First and 20 from the 36. Pass is complete.
This is where you got to make sure of tackles. Keep everyone in front of you.
That's exactly what happened on that play. A 9-yard gain. Get most of the holding call back. It'll bring up second down.
To hear Jackson Alston and Logan McGowan on that hit over there.
Receiver actually stepped out of bounds at the 29-yard line. So second and 13. Again, doing our best here, folks, with the numbers for Albright, with no too deep or no full roster. Second down, 13, football on the 29. Roberts now this time will snap out of the gun. Motion to his right. 27 on the carry. That's Boston. Run out of bounds over by the original line of scrimmage over on the far side of the field.
I want to say that was kind of like a counter.
Yeah, that was a counter, but I just love the flow of the defense there. Just had, obviously they're looking really sweet in those white jerseys, but there is a lot of white jerseys there on that tackle.
They followed the rules that time.
To the 26-yard line, so it'll bring up third down. And 10, 8:50. Clock on the move, third quarter, 21-17 Eastern. You're listening across the JAKIB Sports Network. Like, share, subscribe. We'll keep you updated all week on the upcoming Coaches Show with Billy Crocker. Chase Roberts in the gun. Big third down. Third and 10. Roberts, he's under pressure. They got him. They got him behind the line.
There's the backside pressure we needed.
Salif Nakima and number 91, Nardo Murphy. Great job by those two guys.
So you're talking about a 47-yarder if they would kick.
I think they're in 4-down territory anyway.
Probably.
But still, 4th and 15 is so much better than getting one of those big third downs that they've been getting in this game. Big play there by the defense.
Roberts brought down at the 35, right at the 30-yard line. 4th down and 14.
So this is the point in my mind where players need to be field smart. Got to watch 87, and you have to think back, bootleg, and screens.
Back to do your job. Do your responsibility.
Football on the 30, 4th and 14. Opening drive, second half. The Lions have had it for a long time. 21-17 Eastern. Snap to Roberts. He's under pressure. He fires across the middle of the
Not
field.
enough.
He's short of the line to gain for the first down, and they're going to turn it over. So Eastern will come up with the stop as the pass was complete, but it was low. The receiver who caught that football had to go down to his knees, so he was down as soon as he caught the football.
Good job by the defense there. Luckily, that receiver didn't run the route like he should have. You got to get behind the sticks, obviously. Big break there for Eastern. Good job by the defense. Bending a little bit, Coach, but not breaking.
A lot of time off the clock for that drive, but no points. So
let's take that every time. And you're leading.
7:20 remaining here, third quarter, still 21-17. Brett Knapp will bring the offense out. They'll come out for their first possession of this, the second half. Snap to Knapp, keeps the football. Straight up the gut. Forward motion is going to stop out around the 24-yard line. Started on the 19. It'll bring up a second down for the offense and 5 as Knapp gets 5 on the first down carry.
And again, Coach says it all the time, playing in front of the sticks. 2nd and 5 is so much different than 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 12. Great to see this offense getting positive yards on first down.
2nd and 5, football on the 24. 6:42 remaining, third quarter. Knapp keeps the football, 25-30. He's out to the 35-yard line, picks up the first down, moves the chains.
Great block there by Curtis Johnson. Allowed Brett Knapp to get an extra 5 yards, and that's what you want to see from your running back. When you don't have the ball, still make that block for your quarterback. Good job. He's having a really nice game. I really like to see.
What's he looking at, Coach, when he's making that read?
The end. He wants to see where he's the end or the linebacker, whichever one's the outside, if he's crashing or coming across. Real good block by Foy downfield as well.
Yep.
1st and 10 now on the 35-yard line. First possession for Eastern of the second half.
Blitz coming.
Knapp under pressure, forced out, keeps it, takes a shot down the field. He's got his man.
Oh,
he had him. He completes the pass. If he stayed on his feet, we're calling a touchdown.
Yes, sir.
You know what? I think Nasik just wanted to make sure he made that catch, which I'm fine with. Obviously, if he kept his feet, that's 7 right there. Again, great job by the offensive line, keeping the pocket, and great job by Brett Knapp. Brett Knapp does not have happy feet. He's back there in the pocket. He's poised, going through his progressions, going through his checkdowns of who he should go to. Great that he saw Nasik Smith deep there.
You know, you learn a lot on the coach's show every week. Coach Crocker talked about some of his big play guys on offense making big plays in this football game. Nasik was a guy that we talked about, and he comes up with a big play there. 1st down and 10 now from the 25-yard line. He's going back over the middle.
Touchdown. Beautiful pass.
And he's got his man. Brett Knapp with a touchdown strike to Isaiah Guy Bruton into the end zone. Touchdown.
That's just a beautiful play.
That was one of the best balls. Those 2 last balls by Brett Knapp are probably the 2 best balls I've seen him throw. Those were unbelievable, as Coach calls, dimes right into your receiver's hands. Isaiah Guy Bruton, that's a touchdown last week, touchdown this week. Great job by this offense.
Nolik in for the extra point to make it an 11-point lead. Snap, down, kick, up. Kick is good by John Nolik. So with 5:02 remaining here in the third quarter, Eastern capitalizes quickly. They get the touchdown, and they lead 28-17. We will take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Eastern University football on the JAKIB Sports Network.
It's fall, which means you're probably hearing a lot of
Pumpkin spice lattes are everything.
I just love sweater weather.
Football's back, baby.
Oh, check out the gorgeous colors on that tree.
I'm loving my MBA program at Eastern University.
That's right. Fall means back to school, and it's not too late. You can jump into Eastern University's MBA program every 7 weeks. Earn your degree fully online and finish in just 1 year. Apply today in as little as 15 minutes at eastern.edu/MBA.
You're listening to Eastern University Football, live across the JAKIB Sports Network. Let's get back to the broadcast with Warren Schmidt, Bernie Nowatarski, and Joe Krause.
And back here live in Reading, Pennsylvania for game number 4 for the Eastern Eagles here on this in this 2024 season. Their first game on the road after opening up at their beautiful new stadium over in Radnor on Radnor Road. And they have a 28-17 lead with 4 minutes and 57 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Great drive with their first possession of the second half.
Well, great start to the second half. They let up a big drive there. They stop it on fourth down. Then they take the ball all the way down and get 7. Can't start the second half any better.
So first down and 10 now. The Lions will take a turn. Their quarterback is Roberts. His pass is incomplete.
No, he caught it.
Oh, did he catch it?
Yeah. It's coming back, though. It was right in front of it. He had no choice but to throw it.
Yeah. Coach, how about the level with this defense? I mean, when your offense goes and scores like that, that pumps you up.
Picks your pace up.
I mean, look at how they're flying to the ball. Not that they don't always fly to the ball, but it's just a different level right now. Just love to see it.
Well, the holding came because of pressure.
Holding became because of effort.
Yep.
Like trying to get to that quarterback, not giving up on the play, not feeling contact from an offensive lineman and not trying to grind through it. Great job.
So now first following the hold, it'll be 1st and 20. Football back to the 12-yard line. Albright's 12. They trail 28-17, their second possession of the third quarter. Nice to look up on the scoreboard and see Eastern with the lead.
This is a big series here for the defense to get a 3 and out.
Roberts, he'll line up in the gun.
It's on us.
Flag comes in. Roberts, free play. Pass is incomplete. Flag down. Penalty coming up against Eastern.
Yeah, and that's one of those mental mistakes that drives, why coaches either are bald or have gray hair.
You're 4 feet away from the ball.
You want your kids to be aggressive, but don't give them a free play and a free 5 yards.
You know what we didn't talk about at halftime? I was talking to a friend of mine at half. Have we still figured out what happened with the play that got reviewed, then couldn't be reviewed? Why wouldn't you know that on the field?
What I heard was the head ref did not listen to the other refs.
Well,
they told him. But he still went to the review booth.
Following the penalty, now first down from the 18-yard line of Eastern. Pass complete from Roberts.
We're gonna pick one of these. We're right there. We're just not jumping the pass.
Krieger, the sophomore, on the end of that completion.
Ronald Jones in there on the coverage, as well as Drew Beckford.
Second down, football out to the 27-yard line, 28-yard line. 2nd and 4. 3:50 remaining. Guardsy now, the quarterback. Replacing Roberts. Snap to Guardsy. He keeps the football. He's snuffed out by the defense. And loses yardage. I don't think he made it back to the original line of scrimmage.
Nope.
Ronald Jones was there to stop the senior.
Evan Harris doing a good job in there, getting the opportunity to play, the Jalen Allen injury. He's been playing really well in at that nose tackle position.
That kid is really tiny. That looked like
Big play, coach.
It looked like he was throwing
he's
throwing a dollar around. Yeah, no, they tend not to go for anything long here. They work the sticks.
Roberts back in at quarterback. Boston will line up to his right. Snap, pressure, fires. Brock, first down, out to the 35.
Back out again from underneath.
Good enough for a first down. They move the sticks, 1st and 10.
Yeah, that play's been their Achilles heel today. This that back getting out free, pretty much uncovered, gets in space, quarterback finds him, and then big first down there for Albright.
I don't know if we're just not in the right call or if somebody's forgetting their responsibility, but he's pretty much coming out free.
Roberts out, Guardsy back in at quarterback. 1st and 10, football on the 35-yard line, 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. 28-17 Eastern, third quarter. We're broadcasting from Reading, Pennsylvania, across the JAKIB Sports Network. Now Guardsy rolling to his right. Rolling, buying time. Now stops, fires, and his pass is incomplete. No Hail Mary that time. But, boy, he can extend the play. He does extend well, moving to his right or moving to his left.
Our guy did a really good job that time, staying where he belonged. Didn't fall for the pitch.
Timeout on the field. Another Eastern player down.
I think that's Maurice McCray. Did a great job, though, of doing his job, like we've been saying the whole time. Keep the outside contained, chase the quarterback down. Hopefully this is just a cramp. I didn't see anything. He didn't get hit.
Remember, Eastern has already had 2 injuries in this football game in the first half.
He's getting up. That's a great sign. And he's walking off without any trainer assistance. So it's a good sign.
Are we on?
Yeah,
I just stopped over to coaches and with that break to see if we had an injury report on the other guys. We've got a wrist and a humerus.
The wrist injury being of course with Jalen, correct? Jalen Allen.
Yep.
Yes.
And Sam with the lower leg.
Yes. Well, I gotta wait here. I don't know if my son just had an interception for a touchdown.
You want to call that touchdown from this game, Bern? Coach B doing double duty in the box here today. 2nd down and 10. Football on the 35. Okay, Bern, watch it, brother. We'll bring you the action. Roberts, pass complete. 1st down, cross midfield into Eastern territory. Good route, good pass. They pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, another big third down conversion for this Albright offense.
They're really working the underneath. The under 8 yards outs and ins, but that's the one thing. It's the back out.
48-yard line of Eastern, 1st down and 10, 1:27 remaining here in the third quarter. Still 28-17, quick third quarter. Second possession of the third quarter for the Lions, who held the football for a long time on their opening possession of the third quarter. They're going to run the clock out here in the third quarter in possession of the football. They're 1st and 10 from the 48. Roberts out of the gun. Pass is incomplete. Bring up a 2nd down.
Warren, now what our corners have to remember now is don't forget about your wideouts going deep. They're doing a lot of underneath and crossing.
That's when they do that.
You can't forget about the verticals.
Don't bite on that post when they're going to try to go outside. Good coverage there by Drew Beckford on the tight end. Didn't allow any seam or any vision for that quarterback to make that completion.
Compared to the second quarter, this thing flew by.
2nd down, 10. Roberts will snap under center.
Movement. Tight end jumped.
Flag comes in. 5-yard step off against the offense.
And so far, Eastern's been taking advantage of Albright's mistakes. This is another one of those mistakes. I mean, 5 yards is big here. That takes them on the other side of the 50. Second and 15 is completely different than second and 10, obviously. This would be a really nice time to see one of your Gashawn Moody picks or Jamari James pick.
And again, Albright
like see Eric Wilson get a pick. Any of those guys.
You've got to watch your underneath and screens.
Second down, 15, 1:02 remaining, third quarter. Football now on the 47-yard line of the Lions. Roberts is in it, quarterback. He's out of the gun. Officials blow.
Delay a game. It's even better.
Or toss the flag, delay a game against the offense. Not quite sure I understand that. You come off a play, you come off a penalty, so you don't get to snap the football on the original play. I get it, the play call, the play changes.
The 25-second clock kicks on.
Yeah, that's usually a coach will, get them going on that. Another break for Eastern.
Second and 20, back to the 42-yard line. Now Roberts has to go into the gun. He fires a pass complete across the middle, out over midfield, back to the original or close to the original line of scrimmage. So he'll pick up 10 on that play. It'll bring up third down and 10.
And this may be 4-down territory for Albright. Let's make him have that decision to have a 4th and 10.
Freshman is patient, the freshman quarterback, Roberts.
Good to see McCrary come back in. He needs to get that magic like he had last week of those quarterback hurries. Salif Nakima.
Yeah, you know what? He was just on that bootleg. He was just tired from chasing. He needed a breath.
10 seconds remaining, third quarter. Third and 10, 48-yard line of Eastern. Left to right go the Lions. The snap to Roberts. Under a little bit of pressure. Finds his man out to the sticks. Picks up the first down. Extended that play. Held in. Gave his receiver a chance to get open. He did. Completes the pass. Good for a first down. 1st and 10. And that is how the third quarter will come to an end. Here on the JAKIB Sports Network, 28-17 with 3 quarters of action in the books. You're listening to Eastern University Eagles football on the JAKIB Sports Network.
It's fall, which means you're probably hearing a lot of
Pumpkin spice lattes are everything.
I just love sweater weather.
Football's back, baby.
Oh, check out the gorgeous colors on that tree.
I'm loving my MBA program at Eastern University.
That's right. Fall means back to school, and it's not too late. You can jump into Eastern University's MBA program every 7 weeks. Earn your degree fully online and finish in just 1 year. Apply today in as little as 15 minutes at eastern.edu/MBA.
Back here live across the JAKIB Sports Network. Thanks very much for tuning in, watching, and listening to Eastern University football. We're glad to be here moving into the fourth quarter up in Reading, Pennsylvania, 28-17. I'm Joe Krause along with my partner, Warren Schmidt, and Coach B, Bernie Nowatarski, working the box. 28-17, fellas. We got an 11-point lead as we go into the fourth quarter. Albright has looked good on their possessions here in the second half in that third quarter. We'll see if Eastern can come up with a big stop.
Albright offense has been making plays. That was a great pitch and catch. To hear Jackson Olsen had great coverage on that. Just a really good throw and a really good catch by the receiver.
Yeah, he was on him and nice comeback pattern.
1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. 27 is John Boston, who leaps high in the air over an Eastern defender.
Yeah, that was over Gashawn Moody. That was a wise decision because Gashawn was going to light him up.
Yeah, I think that was a business decision just to get his
decision.
way out of the hit.
Uh-oh.
And another.
Now that I didn't see.
Eastern player is down.
That might be cramp. That's a calf cramp.
Yep.
Amari James sitting down at the 21-yard line.
It's cool out, but I mean, yesterday it was still really humid. I mean, it takes a while for the cramp season to end.
But that is what it looks like. for Jamari James. I think that's number one.
Yeah.
14 minutes, 36 seconds remaining here in the football game. Both teams 0-2 in the MAC. Albright 1-3. They had an opening season win, lost a tough game to Widener a week ago, 21-zip. Eastern comes in at 0-3, looking to get their first win of the conference today. They lead 28-17. Remember, after today's football game, they get the opportunity to enjoy a bye week before returning back to Eastern and that beautiful new field on Radnor Road with a great press box, with a great look and a great feel. But as Coach said on the Coach's Show on Thursday, getting on the road and having a change may have been the best thing for this football team after their first 3 games.
Well, it's what this team's used to. I mean, they're on the road all year last year. Even their home games at Franklin Field, they're on the road. They're taking the buses and doing all that. So a little bit of familiarity with getting in the buses and riding to a game.
2nd and 8, football on the 35-yard line. Out of the gun is Roberts. He's taking a shot down the sideline. He's got an open receiver, number 84, with a back shoulder throw and catch.
Saying he's out of bounds.
Did they give it to him or no?
They're saying he's out of bounds with a line judge.
He was right there. TJ Olson, good coverage, forced him out.
You know, we talked about it last week. This is the time, and I don't care who you're playing, what the record is, if somebody's 1-3 or 3-0. This is where you got to take the step to the next level and figure out how to win a game that you're doing well in.
Coach, I was going to say the same thing. You got 14-22 left in this game. 2 score. You're up 2 scores, right? This is one of those games. It can't be a moral victory.
Yeah.
This needs to be a victory. You need to get up on the buses and with a victory and get out of here and enjoy your bye week with a big road victory and spoil Albright's homecoming.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't care who it's against. An 0-3 team, a 1-3 team, a 4-0 team. If you're up by this amount with 14 minutes left, you got to figure out a way to keep this win.
3rd and 8 from the 35. 14-22 remaining. Roberts under pressure. They have him. He gets the football off. Incomplete. Good pressure by the Eastern defense. Almost got to Chase Roberts, and he is slow to get up.
Well, that's because Salif Nakima, 6'1", 230 pounds, just came around that edge and that's as a defensive lineman, defensive end, that's how you want to hit the quarterback. Hit him right in those ribs when he's trying to throw the ball. Good, clean play. Great job, Salif.
He ended up falling, doing a split. That's what got to him. And they were running the screen there again, which we did read better. Even if he had caught that, it wasn't, unless we miss a tackle, it wasn't going anywhere.
Big 4th down here.
Roberts stays in the game. 4th and 8, football still on the Eastern 35.
I watch it back out.
14-16 remaining, 4th quarter. Roberts standing on his own 40. Clean snap to Roberts. Now he rolls to his right. He's under pressure. And they got him behind the line.
I think we're going to get a face mask.
Oh, man. His helmet came off.
It was from the back of his helmet, though. It wasn't his face mask.
He threw the flag. And
But
maybe
it was the back of his helmet. It wasn't his face mask.
Would it be a horse collar?
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 0. 15-yard penalty against Eastern.
What a great 4th down play. Really hurts. And face masks aren't like it's an intentional, you're trying to tackle somebody and you grab their face mask. It ends up an accident.
Well, it looked like it wasn't even a face mask. It looked like he got the back of his helmet and ripped it off the back of his head. But, anytime you're going to hit a quarterback in the head, that's going to get called.
1st and 10 now. Football goes on the 15-yard step off to the Eastern 20. Just under 14 minutes to play. Guardsy now is in. Hands the football off to Boston. Boston runs left. crosses the 20, gets down to the 16-yard line, gain of 4, second down and 6. 13:35 remaining. You're listening to Eastern Football across the JAKIB Sports Network. 28-17 Eastern. Lions knocking on the door.
Clock becomes our friend.
Boston gets credit for 3. Call it second down and 7. Guardsy now under center. Rolls right. Takes a shot into the end zone. He had an open receiver. Incomplete. Jamari James was there, made a great play. He was beat, but he made a good play. Never gave up on the football.
We're making good ball plays at the end of the play, but I'm still confused. How is this receiver getting a yard to 2 yards behind our defenders at this point?
Yeah, that's still a great play by Jamar James. He did get behind him. But you know what? It won't be in the stats. Salif Nakima providing pressure. He kept his outside contain. If he didn't have that outside contain, I think that quarterback's running for a touchdown there. They're in man coverage. Great job by Salif Nakima after that tough penalty to come back and still keep grinding and keep that quarterback inside the pocket.
3rd and 7, football on the 17. Right to left go the Lions. 13:02 remaining, fourth quarter, 28-17 Eastern. Chase Roberts now, he's your quarterback. He'll snap from in the gun. He's on his own 22, or on the Eastern 22. Steps up in the pocket. Pass fired, complete. Football came out, and now incomplete. Receiver had it and then dropped it, incomplete.
The way that popped up was almost like our play last week.
You know what, Coach? Exactly. And then the other guy caught it, went in for a touchdown.
Runs it in.
Yeah.
Ryan Green had it and then didn't have it. It'll bring up 4th down.
And they're going for the field goal here, which makes sense. So make it a one-possession game.
About a 34-yarder.
Antonio Vasquez is the
be great to get a block.
Number 92. Yep. He'll be in to attempt the field goal.
Do not go off sides.
Let's see if Vasquez can convert. Snap down, kick up. It has enough distance, and it is good. So they end up getting 3 on their on that drive. And they cut the lead to a 1-score, 28-20, with 12 minutes and 52 seconds remaining. Stay with us. We got an exciting 12 minutes of football in front of us. You're listening to Eastern University Football on the JAKIB Sports Network. Back in a moment.
You're probably hearing a lot of
pumpkin spice lattes are everything.
I just love sweater weather.
Football's back, baby.
Oh, check out the gorgeous colors on that tree. I'm loving my MBA program at Eastern University.
That's right. Fall means back to school, and it's not too late. You can jump into Eastern University's MBA program every 7 weeks. Earn your degree fully online and finish in just 1 year. Apply today in as little as 15 minutes at eastern.edu/MBA.
You're listening to Eastern University Football, live across the JAKIB Sports Network. Let's get back to the broadcast with Warren Schmidt, Bernie Nowatarski, and Joe Krause.
And we're back here live in Reading, Pennsylvania, where a field goal with 12 minutes and 52 seconds remaining by Antonio Vasquez has brought the Lions to within a score, 28 for Eastern, 20 for the Lions, 12 minutes, 52 seconds remaining. And the Eagles are set to receive following that field goal.
Straight upfield.
Chris Rivera on the return for Eastern, and he's out over the 40-yard line. And again, Rivera with a good return out to his own 44-yard line where the offense comes out and they take over. 1st down and 10.
Great job there. Deion Henry, the special teams coach. Special teams played really well. What don't we see on the field, Coach? No laundry.
Yep.
Great return, great field possession or position for this offense to come out. Offense has been playing really well. Be great to see them have a long, sustaining drive, get some points. 3, 7 would be even better.
Yeah, just got to put something on the board to put this away.
1st and 10. They start from the 44-yard line, moving our left to right.
We're in a running formation.
28-20 Eastern. Nabs out of the gun. Avrilian to his left, swings out in motion, catches the football behind the line of scrimmage. He loses yardage on that play. It'll bring up second down. Lost more than I thought.
Yeah,
It's like a 6-yard loss.
That play had nothing on it from the start.
2nd and 16.
Those are always dangerous when you're throwing behind the running back as well, because it's a live ball. It's not an incomplete pass.
They'll snap from the 38. Do not want him to go 3 and out on this drive. Nab. Nowhere to go. Great play by the Albright defense.
So this is where the offense needs to come up with one of those 3rd and 20 plays. Tough to get.
You know what? I'd be happy with 10 and then get a really deep punt.
Do not force it here. Do not have a turnover. Try to get the first down. Do not force it with a potential turnover.
11:25 and counting. 3rd and 20 from their own 34. Snap the Nab. He's going to take a shot downfield. He's got an open receiver, and the pass is caught or intercepted. It is intercepted down at the 25-yard line.
I'm all right with that. That's essentially a punt.
I am too. That is just like a punt. I mean, obviously, you never want to turn it over for the stats, but that was just I thought our receiver had a chance at it, but the Albright kid just went up and snatched it away.
Yep, it was a good football play, but so 5, 10, 15, 20. It's about a 45-yard punt. So, I mean, it doesn't kill us.
Keon Wilson was the intended receiver, number 84 for Eastern. 1st down and 10. Back come the Lions. They start on their own 25-yard line. Short pitch and catch, far side of the field. Boston gets out to the 29-yard line.
I would say now this is the biggest defensive series of the game.
This absolutely is. Good play in there by Anthony Rosner to limit that to only a 4-yard gain.
2nd and 6, football on the 29. 28-20. 10:41 remaining. Let's see what the defense will do against Chase Roberts and the offense. He's up under center. Snap. Gives the football to Boston again. Boston goes to the right side, still on his feet.
He's going to mark that as a first.
See where they mark it. Moody in there on the stop for Eastern.
These officials are really amazing with these spots.
And you are right, Coach and Warren.
He wasn't even close to that spot.
They spot him on the 31-yard line. They give him a 1st down. It'll be 1st down and 10. Just under 10 minutes to play. 4th quarter, 9:55. Clock on the move, 28-20 Eastern. Stay with us. We're going to have a good finish. Roberts will snap from under center.
There's the fake. Good play.
Fake to Boston. Comes back the other way, and that pass is picked off. He was looking for Boston on the other side. Number 15, Logan McGowan, read the play, intercepted the football, knocked out of bounds. Great play by Logan. Well done, well read, and a big turnover for Eastern.
They did everything right, Coach.
Two separate parts of doing it right. First of all, we kept contained over this side, didn't fall for the fake. Got out into the flat where he belongs. He never read it because he was going to the deep man. Flat man took the ball.
Great job. That's why Logan McGowan's one of the team captains. Great, huge play, making that catch, running down the sideline. Huge. We're talking about this drive. That was huge.
Yep.
And for them to get a turnover there, wow. Great job to the defense. Great job. Corey David there, defensive coordinator for Eastern.
McGowan out of bounds at the 15. Eastern takes over 1st and 10 from the 15. Here comes Jeremiah Avrilian. He crosses the 15 to the 14-yard line. First down carry, nets 1, second down and 9.
You'd like to erase the way we ran that last offensive series and create points out of this. 7 would be great. 3 doesn't hurt.
They're definitely in John's field goal range here. But I think on fourth down, if they get fourth down, Coach, I think they're going to go for that field goal. Make it 2-score game again.
Second down and 9, 8:54, clock moving.
They are
Football
working
on the 14.
They're going to work the clock already.
32, Curtis Johnson joins the offense. He'll line up to the left side of Nab. Jeremiah to the right side. They give the football to Johnson. He's to the 10, crosses the 10, gets down to the 8-yard line. Good hard run for Johnson. He'll bring up a third down.
Those two are good 1-2 punch.
Great 1-2 punch.
They're different. They're different body styles, but they both run hard. They both hit the hole hard. Johnson's had some really good blocks. I really like this two-back set.
Well, like we said earlier, if you get back to the old days of like Oklahoma with the wishbone, we've got 3 running backs with Nab in there.
Third down and 4. 8 minutes remaining in this football game. 28-20 Eastern. Knocking on the door. Nab out of the gun. Avrilian to the left. They give it to Jeremiah. Crosses the 10. He's to the 5-yard line. He's reaching. He doesn't get in, but he's knocked out of bounds. He will pick up the first down. It'll be first and goal for the offense.
So that first down does 2 things. First off, it's going to bleed some more time off the clock. Second off, big first down there for this offense. Try to punch us in for what Coach said would be obviously 7 is huge here.
Again, a really nice job of running and really nice job by our O-line.
First and goal. Nab now out of the gun. Avrilian lines up to his right. Football positioned on the 3-yard line. 7 minutes, 12 seconds remaining. 28-20. No hurry to snap the football. Run down that clock. Take as much time off as you can. First and goal.
We're in our jumbo package.
Left to right. Nab is going to keep the football. He's not going to get to the end zone.
That's good.
Keeps driving the legs. Boy, he's a tough kid.
He is a really tough kid. You had their linebacker pulling his legs and picking his legs up and running, and his legs are still moving.
Lost his shoe on that play. It'll bring up second down. He manages to get a yard. 6:26 remaining fourth quarter.
I'm glad he didn't score on the first down. You get to run another 30, 40 seconds off the clock.
Exactly. It's almost like should you let them just score? Kind of like an arena game, so you get the ball back. They're going to bleed some good. I mean, we're going to be under 6 minutes here.
I wouldn't snap the ball till we get down to 5 seconds.
Just love how this offensive line is really, or this whole offense has really come to play today.
Second down and 2. Under 6 now. Nab again. Nothing. Loses 2 or 3 on the play. Tackled at the 5-yard line. Will bring up third and goal.
Now you could slip a tight end out from a 3-point position and sneak a pass in.
Albright takes a timeout. We'll keep it here so we can set the table. 5:35 remaining. 28-20 Eastern. Eastern will have a third and goal from the 5-yard line. What's the call, Coach?
Well,
what are you calling on the sideline if you're head coach Billy Crocker?
That reverse worked nice last week. It also worked against them. You would think Albright would know that. But I wouldn't be afraid to bootleg out of this and run an RPO where he can keep it and run, or dump it in the back corner to almost like a waggle, have a short, have a deep, drop one to the goal line, drop one to the pylon, or keep it and run.
Yeah, I agree with you. Some type of RPO.
And if you don't get it, let's get the 3. And which side does the kicker like to be on? So it's in the center of the field.
Right. Well, you never want to leave it up to your kicker, right? But, I have definitely trust in John to make this kick. But right now,
it's an extra point at this point.
So Nate Hinkle needs to come up with your best 3rd and goal play that he's ever designed. And I think it is some type of an RPO with the pass threat with 32 and, maybe Swinton back there.
Or we're just going to go straight vanilla and let Brett keep it up the middle.
All right, here we go. Offense comes back out following the Albright timeout. Now a flag comes in.
We have 12 players on the field. That can't
not have a timeout.
We have 12 players on the field. You're coming off a timeout. And that changes everything.
They called out a timeout.
Wow.
They caught a break there. In a time,
I don't know who caught it in time and took the timeout to beat the flag, but
well, they did it pretty quickly because the flag came in as soon as they came out and lined up.
And that is a mistake you can't make coming off of a timeout. And you know what? It happened earlier in the game and I didn't say anything. They came off of a timeout for offense and a player ran on literally 10 seconds after. How don't you know after a timeout you're in on a play? That's what drives coaches.
Yeah, that's
but then
right.
again, you've got a special teams coach or somebody that's got to be counting.
All right. 5:35 remaining. Here we go again. 3rd down and goal. 3rd and goal from the 5. Johnson in, Avrilian in. 28-20. Nab out of the gun. Gives to Johnson. He's heading for the flag. Is he going to get there?
Yes, sir.
He does. Touchdown, Eastern.
No penalties. Great job by the offensive line and how they blocked that.
The referee almost reached on that first block in the backfield and didn't.
Just great play call there. That's your trust in your player. That's your trust in Brett. Trust in your running back. I just love that play. Great job.
Curtis Johnson gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Nolik comes in for the extra point. Point number 35. The snap down, the kick is up, and it is no good as John misses the extra point, and that makes the score or leaves the score at Eastern 34, Albright 20. 5 minutes, 28 seconds remaining in this football game. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to Eastern University football across the JAKIB Sports Network.
I chose Eastern University because there was such a great sense of community.
I chose Eastern University because I could earn my master's in counseling fully online.
Needed that one
Because
from
they
John.
offer so many teaching certification options.
Because the school nurse certification is only 4 courses.
Because I could get my MBA fully online in 1 year.
Because I'm a working adult and the professors were so supportive. Because of the beautiful campus.
What will be your because? Explore all the reasons to love Eastern University at eastern.edu.
And our special guest. And we're back here live at Eastern University, or up in Reading, for the Eastern game against Albright. I'm Joe Krause, along with Warren Schmidt and Bernie Nowatarski. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in and for being a part of today's broadcast. 5 minutes, 28 seconds remaining, a 14-point lead for Eastern following the touchdown. The kickoff sails into the end zone. Touchback for the Lions. They'll come out and take over 1st down and 10. They'll start out at their 25.
On kicking that over the returner's head, starts at 25, so there's no big returns. Good job by him. Obviously, the extra point, he'd like to have that back. But
the extra point only kicks in unless we absolutely fall apart here.
Right, but the problem is that extra point could have been the field goal. So, I'm just going into the kickers' heads, and they're all, as we know, a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But great to see the offense come down there, get points, get 7, get 6 after a turnover. And that says a defense. You love to see your offense comes through and get a touchdown after a big turnover that Logan McGowan had on that pick.
1st and 10 for Chase Roberts, the quarterback. He's out of the gun, standing at his 15. Swing pass out to Boston.
I'll give him that pass the rest of the game.
And Boston does not get back to the original line of scrimmage, actually loses a yard make it 2nd down and 11.
Great job there by Andrew Campbell, linebacker. He did his job. Do not get outside. Have my buddy Tahir Jackson Alston come in and help clean that up. Good job by both those guys.
I don't like when you go prevent too early. You got to play softer and a smart zone, but don't give him too much.
Roberts over the middle. Pass complete.
We go.
Isaac Burks
Ronald
on the
Jones.
end of that pass for completion.
Why isn't the clock running?
Good stick there by Ronald Jones. The clock should be running. Why is it not running?
It's 3rd down. He did not get the first. I'm not quite sure why the clock is actually stopped. 4:58, 34-20. Now the snap. Roberts, incomplete. 1 second came off the clock. Now the clock's
now it's running
with an incompletion.
The field judge is going to come in and get the clock right here.
Maybe. Can anybody spell incompetence? Jesus. Completed pass that wasn't a first down. The clock keeps running. All you're resetting is the time clock for.
4 minutes, 26 seconds.
Yep, so they got it right. It's about right. 20 seconds off. We got to give them credit when they get it right.
So they're resetting it to what? 4:26. 4th down. Lost in all of that is where they are on downs. 4th and 3 for Roberts and the offense. 34-20.
They're going to repump the time clock because he's still confused.
Coach just yelled to him, that's 3. That's at least 3 mistakes that they've had. Major mistakes.
He's being generous.
All right. Now we're set to go. 4th and 3. Football's on the 32-yard line. The Lions are in possession of the football. They trail by 14. Snap, pass, complete over the middle.
Nope.
Incomplete, broken up. Rashawn Moody made a great play on that pass to break it down. Just the Jeremiah Trotter hatchet there. And Eastern gets a stop on downs and will take over 1st down.
They went with the quick dump pass, and he was right inside it.
But Rashawn Moody, he's an aggressive guy, right? He hit that kid exactly where you need to hit him to separate him from the ball so you don't get that penalty of being too aggressive and hitting a guy too hard, as we all see sometimes, Coach. Great job by the defense there. Obviously having 1st down here on the 30-yard line, potentially going in at 4:22 with a 14-point lead. Eastern is looking pretty good here. Great to see him making plays.
1st and 10. They start on the 32-yard line of the Lions, moving our left to right. Here comes Johnson, who got the touchdown on the last possession, and he lunges forward to the 30-yard line, make it 2nd down.
I was going to say Albright's got to decide when they want to start taking timeouts, and it looks like now, which takes them down to 1.
That's their 2nd timeout. We'll keep it here and talk strategy with Warren and Coach. Coach, we'll start with you. It's 2nd and 8, 4 minutes, 11 seconds remaining on the clock. You have a 14-point lead, and you're in range to stick the dagger in the Lions. What do you do?
Run your offense, but don't just go up the middle. Move or do the RPO or a bootleg. You don't necessarily, you don't want to throw it, but run your offense. Just don't go with the dive up the middle.
Also, Coach, you say this all the time. Last 4 minutes of the game, right? We're right here. But also, this is the first time where Eastern, the clock is their friend or their enemy, however you want to look at it. But they just want to run this clock down as much as you can with this offensive possession. But with 4 minutes, 11 seconds to go with a 14-point lead, just play smart. They're not used to being in this position, these players. I'm sure they're hyped up. But just take what the game's going to give you and close this game out and get a big road victory.
2nd and 8. Nab's in the gun. Nab gives the football to Jeremiah Avrillian. Flag comes in. Jeremiah is streaking down the sideline.
Holding.
He's going to go into the end zone, but that is coming back. Flag came in quickly, and it is a hold against the offense.
The Albright faithful have seen enough as they file out.
Well, that's too bad, but I'll tell you, what a great run there by Jeremiah Brilliant. He gets outside the defensive end there, and then he just has a different gear, Coach.
He definitely.
Is that a fourth gear or fifth gear?
I don't know. But
are those in Maseratis? Because I'll tell you, he was moving down that sideline for a touchdown.
Yeah, he hits the corner and gets north-south. It's moving.
He's taking guys by surprise. I mean, he must not look that fast on film, but I'll tell you, in real life, at a game, he's a different level, different speed.
Second down and 18. Now in reverse. Now the football on the 40-yard line. 4:03 left. Johnson on the carry. It's up to the 36-yard line.
I would go back to that same play that Jeremiah
There's
just
a
ran
long way to
for.
go here, boys. What are you doing?
I would do that same play that got negated by a holding call. I'd give it that same play to Jeremiah Brilliant so you can get to that left outside and streak down this sideline for either a first down or a touchdown.
You can work this clock
You
all
really
the way
could.
down to about 3 minutes before you snap the football.
You could really catch him on a backside screen, but we're not going to throw it.
3rd and 14. Nab. Flanked by Johnson and Jeremiah. Here comes Rillian. 35, 30, cuts back midfield. He's 25 towards midfield, and he gets down to the 20-yard line. Good run by Jeremiah and good vision to cut back inside the numbers. And he picks up the first down. Wow.
Krause, you're exactly right. His vision on that play, like you can't coach that. You either have it or you don't. And he has it. That's just a great play call over there by Nate, trusting his guys, trusting his running back to get that big first down. That is huge. That could be the game right there.
2:30 clock on the move. 1 timeout remaining for Albright. 1st and 10.
I'd still like to see it go in the end zone because I said we could score 40.
They're on the 22-yard line. On the road in Reading. Nab. Back to Johnson. Straight ahead, nothing there. Lost a yard. 2nd down. Brett Nab. About Brett Nab reaching in there and giving a hand out to big number 75 on the defense. Pulling him right up off the turf.
Well, he's an old lifeguard from Avalon. I think he's still doing it. And whatever he does down there over the summer with the rowing and the swimming and the surf dashes, I tell you, he's just a tough kid. Great leader of this team. I just really like how the offense has really responded. They kind of, last week Coach, you and I were thinking, can they do it again for the next week? And I'll tell you, they exceeded my expectation. This offense really, whenever they're tested and they needed a long drive, sustaining drive to get points, I think they came through today really exemplary and great to see. Obviously, defense playing really well, special teams.
I think all three phases.
All 3 phases, what you need to win a game, right?
By
Coach?
the way, just to bring some context into that for the those listening across the JAKIB Sports Network, Gavin Gallo, number 75, 6 foot 265, and Nab picked him up like he was 100 pounds.
That's what you get when you row those lifeguard boats. Get those strong forearms. The Popeye forearms.
2nd and 12. Football on the 24. 2 minutes to play. 34-20.
I think this is the formation where Aurelian gets that outside if he gives it to him.
Nab in the gun. Gives it to Aurelian. He kicks to the outside. He's at the 15. Stays on his feet. Bangs forward and gets down to the 10-yard line or close to the 10. Good run, good hard run for Aurelian. Hey guys, you're up by 14, but give me the ball. I'm going to run and bust myself to get positive yardage, and that's exactly what he did.
He's got to be near 100 if he doesn't have it.
And just seeing that seam, that little seam that we could barely see it from up there that he sees on the field, that gets him an extra 3-4 yards, which is a third of manageable now. I'll tell you, I just love the progression. I mean, he's a Miami kid, comes up to Radnor. Last year, the first time he probably ever saw snow. Actually, we didn't have any snow last year. We got to see the leaves change and everything. And but coming up here, leap of faith to come up here from Miami to play for Coach Crocker and the staff. He's being rewarded. I think he's going to be one of the best running backs in the MAC conference.
And they're putting the ball in his hands, and he takes care of it.
3rd and 4, 1:52 remaining on the game clock. Game 4, year 2.
Boy, we're going empty.
Krause, first road win if this comes to fruition.
Nab, you took my closing line when the clock went to 0-1. Straight up the gut. Nab is going to walk into the end zone for a touchdown, Eastern.
Wow.
Patient.
That's holes that we're used to seeing other teams do, right? That was, I think the three of us could have scored on that. I'm going to let Brett Nav do it, but wow, what a hole by that offensive line. What vision by Brett to see that. Great touchdown. Got your 40.
Three or four of those guys followed Aurelian all the way, and then that hole just opened. I told you our offensive line would eventually take charge of this.
There's Nolik for the extra point following the Nab touchdown. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 1:46 remaining in this football game, 41 for Eastern, 20 for Albright. We'll take a timeout on the JAKIB Sports Network.
It's fall, which means you're probably hearing a lot of
Pumpkin spice lattes are everything.
I just love sweater weather.
Football's back, baby.
Oh, check out the gorgeous colors on that tree. I'm loving my MBA program at Eastern University.
That's right. Fall means back to school, and it's not too late. You can jump into Eastern University's MBA program every 7 weeks. Earn your degree fully online and finish in just 1 year. Apply today in as little as 15 minutes at eastern.edu/MBA.
You're listening to Eastern University football live across the JAKIB Sports Network. Let's get back to the broadcast with Warren Schmidt, Bernie Nowatarski, and Joe Krause. Let's go Eastern. Let's go EAGLES.
And we're back here live up in Reading, Pennsylvania, where following the Nab touchdown, Eastern now has a 41-20 lead with 1:37 remaining. And the taste of victory is now starting to filter its way from the coach's box to our left, down to Coach Crocker, and certainly down to the sideline. Even though they need to finish it up, they want to finish this game up and wrap it up. What a great day for the offense in the second half.
Well, Krause, you're right. You want to finish this game off right, but how cool is it? I mean, we're sitting right next to the coaches here in our booth, and having the coaches staff be able to go down to the field because they're up here in the box, but to be able to go down the field after the game or when the game's still going on and be on the sidelines with the players, I think that's really cool.
TJ Alston on the defensive breakup on that pass from Roberts. It's 2nd down and 10, 1:33 remaining. Football's on the 37-yard line of the Lions. They're moving right to left. Here we go with Roberts. Snap out of the gun. Roberts, short pitch and catch complete out at the 41-yard line. Swarmed in there by the Eastern defense. Short of the first down. Make it 3rd down now for the offense.
Swarmed in there by Andrew Campbell, number 30 outside linebacker, as well as Anthony Rosner. Good job, both those guys. Both those guys have had good games today.
1:15, clock on the move, 41-20 Eastern.
And winning makes things easier.
Roberts, again, out of the gun. To Boston, crosses the 40, 45, out to midfield, stays in bounds.
Why would he go out?
Clock continues to run. Boston crosses midfield, gets to the 49 of Eastern. Under a minute now, 54 seconds remaining and counting. 41-20.
Albright has a pretty good future with his quarterback.
Yes, he's only a freshman.
Nice freshman.
He's going to be good.
Roberts out of the gun. His own 45. Pass is deflected and knocked down at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up a 2nd down.
Eric Wilson's been having a good game back there in his safety quarterback position. He's been number 17. He's been in a lot of plays. We've been calling a lot of different numbers, and that's what you want to see, Coach. Different guys get opportunities, and different guys get a chance to make plays.
Coming up on our post-game show, we'll turn the cameras around. We'll bring you inside the box with Coach Warren and myself for a recap of this first road win victory of the 24 season and of franchise history. Roberts, pass, complete over the middle. Big shot down to the 17-yard line.
You're going to get those when you're playing prevent soft. You'd like to keep them out of the end zone here yet, but
Chase Roberts wants to get into the end zone here. 30 seconds. Roberts went to spike the football, and then his toss into the end zone is incomplete. Did they blow that dead?
I thought he inadvertently blew the whistle already.
They did, but he didn't push it down. That was that. I think Dan Marino did that at one point. Hey, good play there by Nardo Murphy. Nardo Murphy could have leveled that quarterback. He got to him a second late. He threw it. He let up. Again, back in the day, if he hit him, that's a 15-yard penalty. It's just great to see the growth of this team, how they're maturing, how they're and with this game, learning to close out a game and learning to win a game, especially on the road.
And you're in a game that you were supposed to win, so do what you're supposed to.
Second down, 10, 24 seconds remaining. You're listening to Eastern University of Football across the JAKIB Sports Network. 41-20 Eastern on the road in Reading, Pennsylvania, into the bye week next week.
They gave him first down back. So are they saying he spiked it?
He spiked it to be second down.
Yeah, it'd be second down if he spiked.
But you didn't put any time back on the clock.
Roberts out of the gun. Over the middle, pass complete to the 12 or 13-yard line. 17 seconds remaining.
Andrew Campbell's racking up the tackles today.
Roberts will snap it with 5. 41-20. 3,
last play.
2, last play. Roberts out of the gun, and he is sacked in the back by McCray, who sacks him behind the line. And that is the way this game is going to come to an end. Eastern's going to win it 41-20 for the first road game victory in this young franchise, this young university program. And what a great second half it was. A lot of great players get some high fives today. We'll take the W going into the bye week.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of game balls to go around. We're going to call up Eric McNelly and say, I think this whole team should get game balls because, as well as the coaching staff, just a great win. Anytime they had a little adversity, they started this game with adversity. They're on the road. A younger team might have said, hey, we're down. Let's just get on the buses right away. And they just didn't. They fought the whole game, made plays. Just great to see. Great to see the offense come through with get not field goals, but touchdowns. Just a great team win. And at the end of the game,
guys, come on over. We're going to turn the camera around and come inside the box, Warren. Bring your chair up here. Bernie, jump in behind. We're going to keep it here instead of going to a commercial break as both teams meet at midfield like they always do. And your final score is 41-20. It didn't feel like a 41-20 game until we got late into that second half, but they took command, Coach, and really made some great plays down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good college football game, and it was back and forth, and it really was going to come down to which team could get up enough, by one score or a score and a half and take advantage of it, and we did that. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know that it was a 41-20, but, I mean, it was definitely 34-20. I thought we outplayed them in all three phases. Like I said, though, they do have a nice quarterback that's going to be around as a freshman. But we as a team, all three phases played really well.
I know, Warren, and I'm certainly going to paraphrase, and I don't want to put words in Coach Crocker's mouth from the Coaches Show, which you can hear every Thursday here on the JAKIB Sports Network. But my thought was that Coach really wanted to come in and get a win on the road and go into the break with a little bit of momentum. And it's great to see the team huddled up with the coach down in front of the end zone. You got to enjoy the moments that you have like this. Great to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, every time he's on the coach's show, what he's like, I'm tired of saying we're in for moral victories, because they've had 3 moral victories those first 3 games. They played tough against 3. And he said it, and he's right. 3 top teams. I mean, 3 really tough teams, TCNJ, Widener, and LVC, 3 very tough teams. So it was a good barometer. As coach said, winnable game today, right? You go in there saying, hey, we can win this game. And at the end, though, it was an 8-point game. They score a touchdown. All of a sudden, Eastern is a 3-and-out behind the sticks. They throw a long pick, which is like a punt. And then all of a sudden, Logan McGowan has that big pick and, changes the game. So this game was close the whole way. And I just love how the offense, every time they needed to have a long sustaining drive and put the ball in the end zone, they did. And that's been lacking with this team. So it's just great to see them, and it's great to see them be able to celebrate on the road.
Let me ask Coach, and then Warren, you can comment. But let me go to Coach first. We've completed the first body of work of this football team. First 3 games of the 24 season, didn't get the victory on the scoreboard. Progress each week, I think you're going to agree, but I'm going to let you answer the question. And then you add this game into the body of work. Give me a synopsis on on where you think this football program is here in year 2.
Well, if you break the MAC down in tiers, they obviously, as a new team and only winning 1 or 2 games, you're thinking lower tier. But we just played 3 really good teams that we were in the game each time, except it came down to mistakes and penalties and turnovers. So the way they played them, and then to come here today with a win, certainly moves you, in my opinion, up to the middle tier of you better not take us lightly when you play us. I think at some point this team and school has the ability to be top tier, but I would say right now they're in the mix, they're in the middle, and you better not take them lightly when they come play you.
I think Coach might have just given them the weekend off. They just all screamed pretty good. But I'll tell you what they won today. They won alignment, they won assignment, and they won execution. And that's what you need to win a football game. And I think this team really grew up today. I thought they grew up last week with how the offense played. Last 4 minutes of the game, like Coach always says, they gave up 2 touchdowns. The score did not reflect how close that game was. Just the same as this game. I mean, this game was a close game up until the end. But to the end, it was Eastern finishing off instead of the opposing team. And it's just great to see, nothing ails everything than winning. Winning cures everything. Everything tastes better. Your wife looks prettier. Your kids aren't as annoying. Practices aren't as long. Your team meetings aren't as long. Everything just is better after you win. And this team deserves this win. And to your point, their first road victory ever. I think is really cool to be able to do it here at such a spot that's a legendary program with how many years this program has played. Just hats off to everybody at Eastern for helping make this happen, the belief in this team, because this team is really fun to watch. As Coach and I have said, you said throughout the broadcast, really good college football game. Despite the injuries, both of those 2 kids are okay. Our thoughts and prayers are with them and their families. It just seems like a broken leg and a broken wrist. Still severe, still bad, but still. And then the long delay with the replay, with what that was. So it was a really good game despite those blocks of time. It was a longer game than normal, but really hats off to Eastern for coming in and spoiling Albright's homecoming.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A victory today for Coach Billy Crocker and his team. They battled through some adversity at different times of the game. When it was all said and done, it was a 41-20 final. Coach, I'll give you last thoughts, and I also want to shout out and thank everybody for tuning in, watching, and listening to the broadcast of today's road victory. We are and will be right back here on the JAKIB Sports Network, and we'll be active on the chat. We're going to open up the chat boxes for future games and give the listening audience and those watching here across the JAKIB Network an opportunity to weigh in, perhaps call a few plays if you'd like as you're taking in the game. Try and create this interaction as we continue to grow out the network. Coach, but let me ask you for your final thoughts before I let you get out of here, although you don't have far to go.
No,
you're a short hop, skip, and a jump to the house.
This one's a 3-miler for me.
A 3-mile walk, but thoughts on this, closing thoughts from you.
You know what? We said it earlier. It was probably good for them to get away from Valley Forge and get on a bus and come together. Now, granted, it's only about a 45, 50-minute ride up 422, but away trips tend to bond teams together. You know, when you're at home, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of distractions. When you're on the road, you're on a bus, you're in meetings, you're at a meal, and you're on the field. And then you're back on the bus and you're home. So there's less distraction sometimes on a road game. And and Warren said it, to win a road game, I don't care what level it's at. It's tough to do. And it's a great win for them. It's a great win for the program. And again, I said it earlier. I don't care if you're playing an 0-4 team or a 4-0 team. A win is a win is a win. Doesn't matter if it's by 1 or 21. It's a win, and it's on the road. You got to take advantage and do the things that you're supposed to do.
Should have a big showing when they return back to Radnor Road in a couple of weeks after enjoying a week off. Week 4, the first quarter of the season comes to a close, 1-3 for your Eastern Eagles. Warren, I'll give you last thoughts.
Well, just, to go on Coach's point, just to get a road win, but a MAC win. MAC wins are it's everyone in the MAC is going to be a competitive game. There's really, obviously there's the teams is in the tiers, but Eastern wants to get to that middle tier, and I think this game helps solidify that. And I think last year no one was taking them lightly. This year even more. Especially with how Albright played Widener last week. I mean, they lost really 7-0, and then it became 21-0. So this is going to be a team to be reckoned with, especially how this offense is working. I love the 2-back approach. I loved how Brett Knapp played. I love how he threw the ball in that one drive when he had 2 great completions to Nasik Smith and Isaiah Guy Bruton. They're growing up right in front of us, and it's really cool to see. Congratulations, Coach.
We may have taken Albright lightly. I mean, because again, I was going off of last year's record and what they've done this season so far. They played a good game. I mean, they were in this. I mean, they made some mistakes that we normally make that hurt us. So there may have been some underestimation on them as well. So it was a good college football game.
Albright will win another game this year with that quarterback. That kid's going to just develop. They got a 2-quarterback scheme here. It was a tough matchup for Eastern. Eastern, I think, is one of the best defenses in the MAC. Albright will win another game. Our main concern is how many games are Eastern going to win. I know they're going to win more than one moving forward. This one. They're going to win a couple more.
Shout out to the hatchet man, Gashawn Moody. He may have gone over 50 tackles in this game. You'll have to check the stat sheet. You'll have to check the stat sheets. We'll update you on the Coach's Show. Thanks, everyone, for being a part of today's broadcast on the JAKIB Sports Network. For the coach, Coach B, and for my partner, Warren Schmidt. And for all of you, we thank you for tuning in. Again, your final score this afternoon, Eastern wins it 41-20. We'll see you Thursday with the Coach's Show. Coach Billy Crocker will join us on Thursday. We'll get a full recap from Coach on what he saw in the game film when everything concludes. That's going to do it from here up in Reading, Pennsylvania. I'm Joe Krause. See you next time, everybody.
I chose Eastern University because there was such a great sense of community.
I chose Eastern University because I could earn my master's in counseling fully online. Because they offer so many teaching certification options.
Because the school nurse certification is only 4 courses.
Because I could get my MBA fully online in 1 year.
Because I'm a working adult and the professors were so supportive. Because of the beautiful campus.
What will be your because? Explore all the reasons to love Eastern University at eastern.edu.